the hell is even that?
That is one big pilot.
For a modern gaming audience.
Why are you running?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
We're communists.
Woke.
Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? I'm like, what comic books are you reading?
I'm cured! Praise God!
He vatored! He vatored!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
For a modern gaming audience.
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Welcome to Nerd Wars. Sorry about that. Welcome to Nerd Wars.
Please clap.
Yes, please clap. Gooch, I don't see applause. It's mandatory. I will kick you. Thank you, Gooch.
So sorry.
All right, chat is watching. If I let you get away with not applauding, they're going to think they can get away with not applauding.
Whoa.
Okay.
Run a tight ship around here.
I gotta check for snipers now. Like, what's going on?
You should always
up
check
in security.
your clock.
Oh, definitely up in security now. Absolute pleasure to be here. We don't really have a whole lot to talk about. Badger,
Not
can you
much.
think of anything to talk about?
Yeah, we can talk about my allergies.
I mean, yeah, we're an entertainment channel. There's lots of entertainment stuff to talk about, right, Gooch?
Yeah, there's a couple things I think we could talk about. Yeah,
Concord,
True.
right? That open beta sure failed.
We
Yeah,
are talking
sure.
about Concord.
Yeah.
We need a laugh today, so we're going to talk about Concord.
You know, in Concord, you really got to check your 360. You got to make sure that all the roofs are covered, especially the only fucking roof nearby with oversight. It's a real thing. What's this? Oh, Deadpool.
Pansexual Deadpool.
Remember, because we could talk about movies. That's fun. Yeah.
See, that's what. As much as I don't want to be excited about Deadpool and Wolverine, that the marketing and stuff they keep doing the right things. They keep doing it. So,
Did you hear it in V for
All the
Vendetta's
things crossed.
voice? My turn.
oh, if you shoot for the king, you best not miss.
Yeah. Let me just say that we live in a world of fucking around and finding out. We've since what 2020 for sure, right?
There's a timeline where we are in a very different world right now.
By the way, speaking of
yeah.
timelines, aren't you tired of living through the notable parts of them? Had a couple of them in close succession.
Well, I keep talking. It's been a while since the lockdowns, and people have really forgotten like just how crazy things were. And I was waiting for things to get crazy, and holy crap, they almost did. Reagan.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say when Reagan almost got shot, his approval or his percentage, his polls went up 22%. So yeah, Gooch.
Actually, here.
No, yeah, you're right.
Obvious, 3 people did actually die. Well, aside from this is not a joke. 3 celebrities, like the rule of 3. What? Richard
oh my
Simmons
God,
died.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Shannon Doherty died from Charmed.
Yeah, the Love Guru.
There's the third one.
The Love
that,
Guru woman.
There you go. Yes. Dr. Bruce. Is it Dr. Bruce?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Ruth, yeah.
So there's the 3. There you go. Because
Yeah,
it would have been a different one, but apparently
Divine Death.
there is a God. I'm not even religious, and I'm like, I'm willing to listen to this because so many factors happened. Yeah. By the way, I just found out that this morning Shannon Doherty died. I don't know if that's
53.
what that's related to. We just know that she died, and yes, Dr. Ruth. And
Well,
then,
she was battling cancer for the longest time.
Dr. Ruth.
Yeah. No, Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty. Okay. Well, fuck cancer.
The
Obligatory
great
fuck.
equalizer.
Yep.
Jesus. That's the thing. I really thought it was going to be a different 3 in there. I really did think that the number 1 was going to be different. He might have counted for 3.
Dr. Ruth.
It's a little surreal.
Yeah. The FBI, we fully support peaceful meme warfare, and that's it. But holy crap, there are a lot of people who would have
I don't even know where to start, to be honest.
Would have been loading magazines and stuff last night. So
Oh, no, we came real close.
Fuck, we don't live in that timeline. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, we live in another one, hopefully. Woo! There's been a lot of fucking around, and we almost found out yesterday. I don't think people realize how quickly we came to having a recent movie that came out be a documentary. Civil War. Civil War. I feel like Tim Pool is going to be selling a lot of T-shirts.
Oh, it did trend. I'll find it. Let's see.
A lot of things trended yesterday, but here, before we do anything,
a lot of interesting things. Yes.
to all the people who are saying it's staged,
go fuck yourself, you idiots.
this is the man who was standing behind President Trump. He got hit by one of the assassin's bullets because when the gross fucking titles that we've seen, a shooting at the Trump rally, at the attempted assassination of the previous and now next president, the Trump rally attendee who was murdered yesterday by Matthew Crooks, who that has been identified as the shooter, has been identified as Corey Comparatori. A family member has released a statement, and then in the statement, it's the daughter. And I'll just read this part. He was the best dad I could ever ask for. And my sister and I, if we ever need anything, you would call, he would answer. The media will not cover this event. She basically says that he grabbed them and the mom. Here, the media will not tell you that he died a real life superhero. They are not going to tell you how quickly he threw my mom and I to the ground. They're not going to tell you that he shielded my body from the bullet that came at us.
Like a man. This is what they don't want men to be able to do anymore.
Yeah.
They don't want us to protect the people.
Yep.
And I will say they did the GoFundMe is already at like 250,000 or something like that. So
his name
will thankfully be taken care of.
Corey Comparatori. So Comparatori.
Yeah. Oh,
fuck, but I'm assuming he's got a little flair on it.
Fuck remembering that other dude's name. That's the name you're remembering.
So when they say it's staged, just remember, that was a dude with a real family. He's just there to be. And then what's worse is the fucking Destinies. I'm not even gonna bring up his tweet saying that, why should I feel bad for a traitor supporting it? I'm sure you do. It's just
oh wait, oh my god, he said that. I have a different terrible Destiny take.
Even I responded, was like, oh, he's not even fucking pretending to be human anymore.
Oh, we have them all. Hassan said he was clip farming. Yeah.
God bless Alan Ng, and shout out to Film Threat. He posted something about, I have a lot of friends right now. I don't know what's going on. When it comes to politics, they turn into different people. And it's like, brother, they're not turning into different people. They've always been. They're letting you know who they really are. Believe them when they tell you.
Well, there's a stat that someone put up about all the assassinations in the past, or the assassination attempts, and they were all Democrats. Like they were talking about MLK and JFK and all these things, and I'm like, how accurate is that? Because you don't know what is actually true anymore when people post things.
LBJ and all the Dems, MLK, the Democrats are the party of slavery, and I mean they filibustered the Civil Rights Act and stuff, and now it's all them. On Ronald Reagan, that guy was actually like a Bush acquaintance, similar to Bin Laden, also a Bush acquaintance.
You just saying this?
Well,
Overton, but we've moved something now.
We were talking about it with how of course people are gonna say we need to meet in the middle and unify, but that's the problem is the Overton window is so far. Which Gooch agrees because he's a dirty Canadian. We love him.
You got the dirty part. You got the dirty part right.
And so when you have the crazy towns way over here and the normality is here, meeting in the middle is you're meeting halfway in crazy town still. So that's the problem with that. Now, but once we're on our side, then it's like, we need to keep people from being too crazy, like thinking it's faked and stuff like that, thinking the earth is flat, stuff like that, and meet in the middle of us over here and not in crazy town. But if you meet crazies halfway, that's how you get pronouns.
That's the point, is a large majority either don't think they're crazy or aren't aware of it. And like I said to you earlier, I think one of the good things that could come away is all the people that are on the left that all of a sudden are like, well, I don't like Trump, but all my friends and all these people are now condoning this and that. Maybe it'll wake up some people to just I know they think we're being hyperbolic when we say it's a mental, it's a woke as a mind virus, but it's like
that's a thumbnail title now.
No, it's what is used. It's a mass hypnotist formation that is used to excuse atrocities. It happened in World War II. It's what Gina was trying to explain, that when you convince half of the population that the other half is fucking evil and responsible for things, and to that end, I'll just get to it now.
Also convincing them that evil is good. Well, Dan came on Dan came on their stream, which I immediately went into my nerds to watch what was going on. Of course, like Gary and Jeremy and Ryan, that's who I went to for my news. And they brought Dan on, and he talked about Jair Bolsonaro, the guy who ran Brazil, who's the Brazilian Trump, because his ass got stabbed before the election. And then he talked about how the media handled it. And it's literally everything he said is what we're currently experiencing.
And by the way, before I read this, I'm including all the way back to us being called all the ists and isms for not liking a movie. And I know you go, how do you connect that? Because it's all the same ideology. It's turning something into a monster because they have a point that you don't want to get to. Yeah. Okay, hold on. And this is Dave Smith, really smart comedian. How the fuck can you say he's literally Hitler and democracy is on the line, but we wish him a speedy recovery and political violence is never acceptable? If you have been saying any of that insane shit, then at least have the integrity to admit that this is the logical conclusion of your lies. And it's no different with Trump, and it's no different when you call us all sexist, bigots, racist, and isms, then what do you think the end result of that is? Everyone's going to think about us. And what do you think the end result of that is when they finally decide to do something about it? You get this. It's Trump.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Well, I said this last night. How much of this is CIA? Because it just seems like they always have their fingers in this kind of stuff.
Hey, now the FBI and Secret Service are probably also involved.
Well, no, I'm talking about the actual attempt. Because it just seems like the CIA always shifts things in favor of whoever's in lead and of or in charge. So 70s and 80s. Well, but 70s and 80s was a lot of the cocaine and the gun and the weaponry being sold and
the deep state being born under Bush Senior.
Yeah, and so now with all this ESG stuff coming in, all this money, this play money that BlackRock and Vanguard and them have, how much of an influence is this going to be? Say 30 years from now, how much are we going to hear about this? Like that the CIA were secretly involved somehow, but there's no actual proof. Or I'm just curious because it just seems like they're always involved.
Well, we get to hear from John Brennan over at I think CNN or MSNBC. I had an article. We had too many, so I didn't pull it up from my phone. But yeah, he's coming out and blaming Trump or whatever it was. So we literally have people leave running the CIA to work in the media.
And Kane, I love that you bring this up. Secret Service diversity is a joke. When you think at the head of the Secret Service, do you think maybe because this? I'm not kidding. I think in the Line of Fire, Clint Eastwood, that movie, right? Clearly it's someone who's been an agent all their life. They have served. They've been in the FBI or other agencies. They've worked their way up the chain of command, and then I shit you not, it's someone who used to work at Pepsi Cola. Sorry, Gooch, I'm a official. Kimberly
He's out of control.
A. Cheadle, not related to Don Cheadle, I don't think. Prior to her appointment, Ms. Cheadle served as Senior Director in Global Security at PepsiCo, where she was responsible for directing and implementing security protocols for the company's... She guarded a fucking soda building. Her role at PepsiCo involved developing risk management assessment and risk mitigation. That is who is in charge of the agency responsible for protecting the fucking president and every major, dignitary former president. I'm having a Chris Moore.
Who hired?
What are we doing?
Who hired her? That's my question.
That's a beautiful question. I would love to know that. Obviously, she would be appointed by the Biden White House. We know who they appoint, and that's where we get things like this. This, of course, if you were watching the video of them getting in, struggling to holster her weapon, not knowing what to do. You can see the adrenaline pumping that they're specifically trained to overcome in scenes like this. Because if you look at some of the other agents, they're not moving at all. They seem like fucking hawks ready to pounce. Yeah. And apparently this was also her first day on the job. Now, whether that's rumor, grain of salt, either way, wouldn't shock me. And I noticed a suspicious amount of very sure. I'm all for diversity and all that, but boy, oh boy, very diverse on his group.
Before I knew about this, when I first saw it, I'm like, what are all these women doing around him? But yeah, I brought up Dan Bongino. So not only was he part of the Secret Service, he would do this sort of stuff where he would scope out all the security issues that could come up. And so I've heard him talk about it enough to where when I saw the actual like Google map, I'm like, what the
Okay.
what?
Obviously,
They're,
we're not all
They're
experts.
super serial about that stuff. Dan Bongino is though. So if you want to know what's going on with that, that's the guy
And
you
guess
want
what?
to check out.
The experts are also aligning with gamers who have been killing motherfuckers in virtual battlefields in Minecraft and literally Call of Duties for 2 decades. And all of us who look at this map and see it as a map go, oh, that's the target right there? Well, if I can't go to these buildings right here because that's where I'm going to go to this fucking building right here. That's my first target. Now I could go to the back left because that's also line of sight, but that's way farther. This is like, and so obviously if I'm running defense, right? If you told me to secure this, obviously I'm going to put men all over those rooftops, barricade this whole park. In fact, I'm probably turning that parking lot into my command center. And yet somehow a lanky motherfucker in full TAC kit is able to climb between buildings with multiple groups of people, telling multiple agencies, screaming he's got a gun, was able to climb up and then frog crawl all the way up and pop, 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 while the fucking Secret Service on this is glassing them the whole time, waits for the shots to be fired, and then they take the shot. Holy conspiracy theories, Batman. Do you have the hats on sale? I need a tinfoil one, but I don't even think this is that far of a stretch.
Well, the one that I like is, I'm sorry, Coach, I'm calling you out on this one, but like them shooting intentionally to wound him. And I'm like, who in their right mind would want someone to shoot? Yeah, I don't care if it's a sharpshooter or not. It takes one little snippet of inaccuracy or wind or whatever the situation is.
Head moving.
Yeah, exactly. And like, why would you even okay that? That makes no sense to me at all. You take a shot at my head and take out my ear and make it look good. That makes.
Just let the other guy that got hit, like, well, we got to sell it.
Well, if it's something, then it would obviously be against him. I don't. It's like it's Blue Anon situation where obviously if it were like some inside job, it would be against Trump. But their initial thought is an inside job. Trump made it all up, and it's just like that's like double brain broken. Like what is? And that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, we've heard that he has requested, his team specifically has requested more, and they were denied. This is the statement.
Jan 6, National Guard style.
During former President Trump's campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on the evening of July 13th at approximately 6:15 p.m., a suspected shooter fired multiple shots, and now obviously, done, multiple shots.
Sorry to interrupt you. Rover 100, if we could get some thumbs up if you think Donald Trump is Neo from the Matrix. Continue, Badge.
Shout out. He does know how to dodge, right? U.S. Secret Service personnel neutralized the shooter, who is now deceased, and then quickly responded, and you saw what happened. So one spectator was killed, Corey Comparatori, and then 2 spectators were critically injured. We don't know who they are. At least I don't. I haven't seen anything yet. And the FBI, who's totally not corrupt at all, and on the verge of being shut down, they're looking into it.
We're investigating ourselves. I mean, the incident. We're investigating the incident.
Mm-hmm. And then you have Biden saying there's a bullseye on Trump now. And, and they're coming out saying that. And then someone posted something. I don't know how much true is. Like he said that when he first heard of the assassination, that was today. And it was just like, oh, please tell me that's not true. Because like if he said that, then that is like.
That's the ultimate. That's what Dave Smith was saying.
And they try to say
this is where it goes when you call people Hitler and all the worst things. When you turn them into monsters, people treat them like monsters.
Yeah, people who can't read past headlines.
Yes, and context.
I'm going to keep saying
context.
Reddit and Discord. If this is actual like real homegrown crazy, Reddit or Discord radicalized them. I'm just going to go and call it right now. And we'll just say 50% chance of SSRIs.
But it's funny because YouTube and a bunch of other, in the past would shut a lot of this down, but yet somehow Reddit, Discord are like open, and there's no consequences for your actions in those.
Diet Coke. He would bend a Diet Coke can with all of his might. Thank you. Shout out to Mark.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Also, he keeps sending clips of that. I think it's the same game that with the weird monster that came out. Indie games are going to be the future.
I would say just real quick before we finish on this, that divine intervention.
Our views are doing good. I was going to try to get some entertainment here.
We just lived through an actual fucking historical event, like a real factual, a good one.
The world
like
almost
changed,
one, but really hard.
I really hope I'm seeing the Atreides. Like, I see a narrow way through where if this could wake up just enough people to what we're dealing with and can somehow bring people back, like literally the Make America Great Again, just go back to a traditional, more earlier thing of like, of everyone, of all the skin colors, of like, let's just take care of each other. Let's be Americans first. Let's make this literally the best country and focus on that instead of fucking hating each other, and make all the crap, spend all the taxes on making all of the cities run, you know, like all the idealized version. Maybe it could lead to something good, because otherwise we're going to get that first one that almost happened. That won't be fun for anyone.
And then we got to ask, what kind of American are you?
Yeah. There'll be a lot of roads.
I still need to get farther away from the city before everything collapses. So if we could hold off on Civil War II till I can get a little farther away from the city, I'd really appreciate it, guys.
If he hadn't turned his head, it would have got him
fudging
right in the back of it. But it got right in the back of it. Instead, he got the ear. And yeah, I mentioned it to you. There's the clip going around of the Christian from 3 months ago prophesizing that he was going to get shot. The bullet was going to go right by him. Yeah. It was going to make his ear. You saw it too. It was going to make his ear, and he was going to go down. And this was going to be his real come to Jesus. He was going to come back stronger as ever. All the shit was going to stop. We were going to have a new glory. Like, yeah. That's great, bro. I hope that works. Because otherwise, like I said, that Civil War movie is going to be in a documentary, not a fiction.
And things break down really fast. And yesterday shows us how quickly that can happen. Right.
Well, it's interesting because like Platoon put out a post yesterday that I mentioned last night as well. Like, if Trump takes this and does the Reagan thing,
that's where I
unify. Yeah,
that's why I'm so like, all you people who think meet in the middle are retarded. But I love you, Gooch. So please
out of line, but he's right.
Because I agree, we definitely do need all voices. So yeah, tell us, and I'll be very nice. I swear.
Well, if you do that, he's going to skyrocket. I mean, like it's in the bag right now, I think, but. I'm Canadian, so what do I know? But just outside looking in, you guys look like a mess. We're a mess.
No.
Hey, from the outside looking in, you guys look like a mess too. But don't worry, we're one big fucking mess. North America's not doing great right now, bud.
No, we're not.
We'll get it together though. Together, we'll get it together.
Yeah.
Commies just took over Britain and France, so yeah, then it's because we all need to stand up, and that's our problem. Is we keep expecting other people to fix the problem for us. But yeah, that's kind of a Canadian European mentality of, oh, let's just come together, unify. But then it's just like on the actual battleground, it's sort of a House of the Dragon situation where, Rhaenyra, it's good. Yeah, it is moral and nice that you're trying to like make something, but the Black vs. Green War is going to happen. So,
and then much like we found out in that conversation, it won't be able to be stopped until it stops naturally. You don't
till we hit rock bottom.
Don't want that. Because yes, as we've also found out, it will be a woeful power imbalance.
Well, here's my fear, and I hope to God this does not ever happen. But like any kind of rallies, any kind of any kind of events, I'm just fearful of people actually taking guns and shooting innocent people to make a point. And that's my fear. Like, I don't want any of that kind of shit to happen. Like, just is like, the crazy rights, crazy lefts, just in response to a lot of the stuff.
Unfortunately, that consistently gets proven the other direction. And what you just said has already happened. And I remembered it immediately during the Summer of Love, where a Trump supporter in Northern California was just domed right in the head, executed because he was wearing a MAGA cap. The radical violence somehow, I know we keep like waiting for the crazy alt-right shooter. I keep missing it because it always turns out to be from one side
instead.
Yeah. It turns out all those dudes who know how to shoot on the right are too busy being Christian and cis white, protecting them and theirs.
The gun owners, concealed carry permit owners, I believe it is, commit less crime than police officers.
Portland, thank you. I mean, Portland's. Oh, Oregon.
Yeah, I think it was when after a Patriot Prayer thing or something.
Yeah,
which they also Antifa just violently attacked them again. I think yesterday or recently.
Danky, it's only disturbing because it confirmed every single fucking thing I thought and felt. That like, no, it's not imaginary. When they're like, it's been here for a while.
As far as people in the middle, because I do agree, there are lots of people in the middle, and it would be nice to get them. And this really, all the fence sitters, this is going to be one of those moments like lockdown that wakes them up, shakes them out of their stupor, gets them out of their fake reality into the clown world we actually live in. And So those people in the middle who are now finally getting off that fence and realizing the left are fucking insane.
Yeah.
Saying things to attract those people, yes, but we don't attract them by moderating more to the middle. Now they're just willing to listen. And then that's when like our Ben Shapiro's and our a little less conservative people are good, because you get those people in the middle, and then they slowly get in, and then they go down the rabbit hole, and then they watch InfoWars, and then they create Nerd Wars channel.
Exactly, and it's working out pretty well so far. Rat, I said it as a slur because it is, but that's how they fucking speak. The cishet,
yeah,
like that's the
Kotaku editor.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And yeah,
let's talk about that too.
Heteronormative, mansplaining, status quo.
No one's trying to act like Mercanti is any worse or better or less or equal for making the stormtrooper meme jokes and shit like that.
Well, that's going to bring it up.
But it's again, it's a common thread, because these are also the people calling everyone else toxic and bigots and horrible and this and that. But then look who posts the fun things and then deletes it and hides.
Also, she made 2 jokes for you. She likes Fallout and Star Wars, Badger. Isn't she the best? Don't you love her?
So great. If only a father wasn't killed for her joke. Guess they can hit something.
If only the woke mind virus hadn't destroyed her, like Kim Belair, a lot of these crazy bitches could actually be really cool. And if they were, all the men would be like simping over them. They would hate all the men because we like them too much. But instead, we get Alyssa Mercante, who is, once Kotaku gets shut down within 6 months, going to become Alex Mercante. I'm not sure. Alan Mercante? I don't know.
Bro. That's what people say. It was like, and then he capitalized it to take a photo up. That's right. While being shot, he fucking had the presence of mind to do this.
Bro, that is like the power move of the year.
Possibly
decade.
Yeah.
Dick move I've ever seen. I also don't care how Samantha with that statement is. He got fucking shot. He's literally got a hole. He's got, you see the pictures of
that's what they're trying to say.
Suit? Bro.
He wasn't shot, he was shot at.
Get the
okay,
Look,
bro. Okay.
There was a bullet in his bullet vest.
And shrapnel, that's what I'm saying, bro. Gloves are off. We got to stop pretending.
So he 2 shots. So
he did get hit?
Yeah.
In the vest?
In his vest.
Well, it's possible you got hit in a vest because you could see them start to. And it's possible, or it just like the way he moved, it went through. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
it just,
even
either
harder.
Way,
He's definitely getting a rap album if he got
they
shot
were saying
in the
there
chest.
was 2 shots.
Did you see 50 Cent already?
Yeah.
I guess maybe he's allowed to vote this
too.
time. Chelsea won't say that you can't vote for him because you're black. Fucking Chelsea handler. Yeah. This
and
is
then
iconic.
the left give us
Instantly.
this instead. Lamau, I literally tweeted this or this.
And of course he got his shoes. Presence of mind. Those are very expensive. He has wide pads. He had them custom made. You know how hard it is to get that shit back, bro.
So all these people that are putting out these video memes and moments saying like, crying over like how they missed Trump and they wished him dead and all this stuff, which I disagree with. Like, I don't want anyone dying. Like, let's put it that way. But like, what's going to happen to these people, like job wise? Like, because like a lot of these companies,
repercussions.
Yeah, like a lot of these companies are look at their social media now and they're going to sit there and say, we don't want someone like that.
Gooch, my friend, let me ask you a question. Was there any repercussions for Mark Ruffalo again saying that history's making a wrong decision and posting like Nazi parliament? Like, they're allowed to say what they want to say because it's on their ideology. So they're allowed to go, oh, darn, the guy that our corporate masters don't like almost died. Like, they're allowed to do it.
Here's my thoughts on this, because like with the lawsuit that's happening right now, I think that's going to change real quick.
That would be interesting.
That's going to change because I think because the judge has already bucked at anything Disney's been trying to do, and they're losing this lawsuit. And so I think there's going to be major changes coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I hope.
And those Disney lawyers are like renowned. Like, you settle with Disney lawyers because they're so fucking insane. If they lose to Gina, it'll be fun times.
Well, Elon. I don't think Elon wants to lose to Disney.
If we get Discovery, that's all
that
I'm
makes
saying.
sense.
Is if we were to get
Fuck
Discovery,
you, Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the one. Come on, bro. Destiny. All I see is Biden +1 in Pennsylvania.
Fuck.
That's not edited. That's him, and it's been checked. Like I checked in the things. That's him. You think that was staged?
Good time to talk about Hassan. Hassan just said Trump was clip farming, like he was from the FaZe clan. Coincidentally,
oh wow.
Well, you think that's bad? The FaZe clan also decided to tweet. I knew for sure that this was going to be deleted by today. Lol, no, they really hit markered Trump. This is what I assume Joe Biden had in mind when he said they were going to put Trump in the bullseye.
What happened to the FaZe clan? What happened?
5.6 million. It was a shit ton, 2.5 million impressions. There's some jokes. Lethal Lightning, of course, got in there. But yeah, see, this our side memeing, I support our side memeing because we're doing it correctly and we laugh so we don't cry. We meme so we don't insurrect. But the way what our memes compared to the memes they're doing, like, holy and we get told we're the bad guys and we need global digital IDs to protect us. And then talking about people, the crazies on the left finally coming over, or people in the middle. We got Brianna Wu, who's had to deal with the crazy anti-Israel people. Yeah, political violence worked out so well for Hamas. Let's just try it at home, you absolute troglodyte. So he likes calling out all the crazies on the left and gets a bunch of hate for it. Like, and to be fair, keeps doing it. But this is one of those moments, like with Michael Rappaport, all the, Queers for Palestine is what finally started to wake him up and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And seeing this, like I hung out with my buddy last night and his, Barbie wife, who just finally is, listening to him about what's really going on, had to deal with her brain dead NPC friend, like best friend, who was like, oh, it doesn't really matter, while she was freaking the fuck out, like even more than me, Mr. Aluminum Foil Hat. And she had to go through our situation where she was all, why won't she listen? Why doesn't she understand? It's so easy and obvious to say this is bad and this is a really, really big deal. And then her friend says some stupid stuff, so she's like, I'm just not even going to respond. And then her friend's like, oh, why won't you respond? Oh, over political stuff, and starts freaking out. And so she's all freaking out because she doesn't understand how someone couldn't just like wake up to this. And it's just like, welcome to our world. I've been doing this half my life. It's so frustrating trying to wake people up to this insanity.
People still think the Steele dossier is a thing and the Russia collusion was a thing. And
but stuff like this, stuff like the lockdown, when it goes too far, it's what finally shakes people into reality. And by reality, I mean clown world.
By the way, show your friend, just put up CEOs and Trump. There's all these CEOs coming back. They're like, you know what? Now in hindsight, maybe we just believe the lies because everything's horrible now, and his policies were really good before. And like, it was a couple of high-end CEOs that did it. And yes, now Musk has come out and 100%.
Yesterday,
yes.
Speaking of CIA was not happy with Elon Musk yesterday.
By the way, I sound like a douche saying, but there is some chilling footage of someone that was at that fucking rally blaming the media. He walks up to all like the pit where all the news crew are, and it's like, this is your fault. This is your fucking fault. And like saying what we've been saying, that like you did this for years plus, calling him the devil. What did you think was going to happen? And yeah, they all need it. We just saw who the head of the Secret Service and her fucking qualifications. And yeah, Tucker called it out a long time ago that he said they've gone through every checklist of ways to take him out. We are approaching the last checkpoint. And I think we just saw it.
And yeah, people seeing his react, that was so genius. And no way he had to Trump had to think about it when he gets up and is like, fight, while all the Secret Service are like, what the fuck are you doing, Mr. President? We gotta go. Bro, I gotta get my shoes real quick and pump up the crowd. Like, it's a lot of people are going to see that. And my buddy, who is also my other buddy, who also is finally getting more political. Like, he just randomly started watching Fox News, like while he smoked cigarettes or something. And it's so weird hearing him talk politics.
It just doesn't look good. Yeah. It doesn't look good because you got Biden who can't even speak and falling downstairs. And then you got Trump who's getting shot and getting up and then full of blood on his right side of his face, yelling, fight, fight, fight. And then that iconic, Time magazine cover, like right there. Yeah.
I've already seen like 4 or 5 memes of that exact thing comparing
the
to
hope, the Obama. Yeah, no, immediately.
Oh yeah, I
done.
got that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is our memeing. Some people are like, "Oh, stop the memes," but no, our memeing is we need to. It's like you remember what got Trump elected in the first place, right? It was memes.
Yeah.
So, okay, and so my buddy when I talked to him yesterday, he was calling because he wanted to talk about what happened. I'm like,
yeah,
people finally caring. Oh my God, it warms my heart. But he had been thinking about possibly registering to vote. I mean, it's a conservative state; it won't really matter that much. But hey, go vote, please. Well, I mean, I'm not going to have someone worth vote for, but he's like, I think I'm going to register to vote. Yeah, I'm going to register to vote. So that those people in the middle, you get them just by being you and being right and continuing to stand up for being right more than moderating towards the crazy leftist position. Because doing that is how we get all the neocons and the rhinos and stuff. The ones who want to play the middle and act all virtuous and stuff for doing it. Where we need to be here on the side of right. It's not left versus right. It's top versus bottom. It's freedom versus tyranny, prosperity versus socialism. So
yeah,
we got to stay at the top and bring.
Which is
people
why they
up,
keep going. One side is one side of violence. Keep using the same tactic.
Not go down to meet them halfway. We need to bring those in the middle up, and we do that through the information war. And what's the most effective tool in the information war? Memes.
Memes. And badass artwork.
Oh, yeah, I called it the shot that spawned a million memes yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
And Elon is going hard. My buddy's like, is he trying to get himself killed? Oh my God. Yeah, he was posting all of them. It was like, it felt like it was one of us. And
that's why I bought Twitter.
Has Biden come out and made a comment yet? Because I know Obama made a comment.
Made a comment last night. It was pathetic one, basically. Like, it was very sad, but we can't comment until I know more. And
oh yeah, that's right.
My buddy had it on his phone when it was live. I thought he was just watching a random clip of Joe Biden being retarded. And then he's like, no, this is live. And I'm like, oh my God. And he had his big boy conference the other day. And then
didn't have enough time to shoot him up with whatever they do. And yeah.
Yeah. Fresh out of bed. You know how it is after you wake up from a nap or you wake up early, you're all groggy and stuff. And it was, this is, we're living in interesting times.
Yeah, I got it. I'll find it. I'll bring this up.
Whip it out. Well, here's one. We actually had, we had a good take. Star Wars theory. And oh boy, are they going to hate him so much that he literally ends with this pick also goes hard as fuck.
Yeah, that's the one I was sharing. Yeah, Star Wars theory, good dude, man. They're coming after him hardcore. Already they were coming after him. All right.
We also had, did you see Grace Randolph's?
Did she say so?
Yeah, she said, this is just getting insane. Oh, and she deleted it, of course, but our good friend Steph here saved it for us. This is just getting insane. Insane in every possible way. I don't want to talk politics anymore as this is getting very serious no matter what happened. This is really similar to my buddy's wife's friend. And no matter who is on the ticket, no matter what happens, I will be voting Democratic come November.
Oh, hi, JK.
Post has been deleted.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to take mine down.
No, that's fine. Oh, yeah, we're experts here. All right. I'm going to add that. You ready?
I do.
The idea that there's political violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. Everybody must condemn it. Everybody.
Get him some more milk.
And if I'm able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. So far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that there's thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much.
In other words, he doesn't know shit. He knows just as much as we do.
Yeah, and all he did is just embarrass himself. Gooch, were you happy with that? Did he meet us in the middle?
No. It just seems flat and rehearsed. It doesn't at least show some empathy, you can hate on Trump, you can hate on Biden, but when it comes to actually killing someone, show some kind of concern. That this is
Where was
This
the
is
call
human
to
life,
calm
like-
down?
And he didn't even mention about the families. Like I would be mentioning, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like
You
as
know
a
their name.
politician, you should be mentioning, condolences to the family. Like, please, like.
Well, Biden actually ran on he wanted to be the great unifier. Like literally, it's also what Obama ran on too, and we saw how that worked out. And then he, of course, immediately started like attacking everyone and going after all like the pro-lifers with the FBI and stuff.
Yeah,
like
and then
that,
famously,
all sorts of
Trump
crazy stuff.
was asked, "So why didn't you arrest Hillary Clinton?" He said, "You can't arrest the former president's wife. I would need to be a unifier."
Yes, but also we need to get rid of Supreme Court justices because they say there's presidential immunity. And well, now that he's got presidential immunity and the lawfare's not working very well, I guess the CIA has to kick it up another. I mean, a random lone gunman has to kick it up another notch.
I said, well, it turns out, Jim, that's what that Second Amendment is for, so we can be responsible for our own safety.
The police aren't there to protect you from criminals. They are there to write up the report after the criminals do what they want with you.
Yeah.
All right. David Jaffe. This is the God of War guy, right? Game designer. Yeah, God of War, Twisted Metal, and all that stuff. Yeah, let's stage getting shot in the ear. Are you serious? So here's a pro. It was stage guy. Yes, I'm serious that it seems odd. And Trump gonna Trump. He's a TV star and drama queen. And the Secret Service seems to a layman like me to have responded very weirdly post-shooting. So we see all the women Secret Service and we're like, they're trying to get him killed. He sees all the women Secret Services and apparently coach is concerned about the amount of getaway cars and stuff like that. So that
By the way,
means
speaking of cars,
Trump is in on.
You kids may not remember this, Gooch. I'm sure you do. Remember the Pope Mobile?
Yes.
Well, where the fuck is the Trump Mobile? Where's his glass throne to be God King Emperor with, soundtrack playing?
Bongino would talk about that stuff, and the stories he would have, even when it wasn't much of a security threat, they'd have to go like crazy to make sure there wasn't too much open space or too many lines of sight and stuff like that. And he had to come up with like unique ways to make it work and stuff like that. So then I saw that, and I'm like, that is not what I remember him talking about.
And also, Night Stealer, I can actually speak to this one. This isn't some grand conspiracy of like, the Civil War's happening. Bro, this happens because I do it too. After every mass shooting, these fuckers, and by these fuckers, I mean the ones that control prices on the left, they raise prices because more restrictions come down and gun control shit. So people buy bullets before that happens. And then, of course, the restrictions always go away and the prices go back and it normalizes. So this actually always happens. But also, Civil War. We got real close yesterday. I don't think people understand how close we got to some shit happening.
I feel like I cut you off, Gooch. What do you want to say?
Oh no, it's funny because it's Biden and the Democrats are wanting to take away the Secret Service and all these services that Trump has, and then they turn around and blame him. It's I don't know what to think anymore because it's just like everything's such a freaking mess down there. So I don't know. A Civil War. I've been calling it on Hypno. I called this way back in I think November, saying it's going to be an election year. There's going to be tons of crazy shit happening.
Oh, sorry.
It's
I
know really crazy.
We've all been saying it. This still wasn't even quite on the bingo card. This was a hell of an escalation.
Well, I knew something like a shooting or a police shooting or something was going to happen. Not to this extent, but
I thought
something was going to happen.
They would do something and then blame it on like Trump supporters, not shoot for the king.
It always seems to happen during the summer of like an election year. Like it just, it's coincidental. Bro, like it goes in cycles.
This is another level though. This should show you how fucking, this is like the pronoun of like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, look how much, like this should show you how much they're actually fucking truly afraid of the whole deep state clean swamp, whether he does it or not, that they would go to this level to get rid of him and the movement, presumably thinking this would stop the movement behind it. It won't. It would make it way fucking worse for them.
We also need to worry about copycats. And with the left's continued rhetoric, you want copycat, this is how you get copycat.
Yeah.
Well, how much worse do you think it's going to get? Because I just don't think it's going to stop there. I think you're going to see some more crazy shit. And I hate to say that because I really don't want.
I'd say too, because follow it. We all know what happened. We grew up in the early 2000s. When you get militants with ideology, they excuse horrible shit, including boom booms in public places. So like, yeah, this could go a real bad route if you get the real nutters, the
cultural
certain colored
revolutionary
flags
types
that go into Christian schools because they've been like that type of people. Yeah, it's all bad. And we've unfortunately seen a lot of examples recently.
Gooch, thoughts?
He's like, damn, I might be right. I was hoping they'd talk me out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was like, nah, bro, you're right. That we're all feeling this. This is why you need to be aware of your personal protection.
I'm not as worried about our side. We do got to, keep the crazies in check. But
Yes.
they have no one on their side keeping the crazies in check. Instead, they've got Discord and Reddit radicalizing them, and the mainstream media saying, yes, that is good. Yes.
But here's what I'm saying
continue being
also.
radicalized.
The craziest of the craziest on our side are in their fucking bunkers right now, being crazy, protecting their own shit, right? Like,
yeah.
It turns out most of the crazies that get roped into this aren't the aren't the true believers on our side that are God and country.
Well, here's the difference. There's like you got one side that has a very strong leader that says a lot of things that people will buy into, and then you have the other side where there's no real voice. It's just a message all throughout of this like cesspool of people that just gets them riled up and drinking the Kool-Aid, and then to the point where you don't know what to think and what direction you should go. You just gotta protect your message, protect your
And that's by design.
your side. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, my buddy would be another tinfoil hat thing, and his is like run off to the country and whatnot, and like protect his family. They act like we're ready to like storm the White House. It's like, nah, everyone's gonna run to their bunkers.
Yeah.
And if you got people storming the White House, fed.
It'll just devolve into what it's always been: neighborhoods, neighborhoods
Tribes.
and cities, tribes.
And
It'll
towns.
and real fucking quick. Like before you know it, you'll be in the wrong town. I will probably not be in a good spot.
I was gonna say I have to escape a city. You need to escape a state.
I am
still.
gonna fucking
I gotta escape a country.
What are you talking about? My way out of the city like a gay boy until I get to like a nice area, and then I'll put on my kit and shit.
You guys could sit there and say, I gotta escape a city. I gotta escape
I'm gonna have to sneak
I gotta
out,
escape a country. Like,
Well, hey, you can actually escape through your southern
Jesus.
border quite easily, I hear. So we'll probably give you some free money too while we're at it.
Horrible.
All right,
Let's
so
just hope it doesn't go that route. Let's hope this wakes everyone up to just the nuttery, and let's come together.
How
and just, come on,
terrible the
come on now.
media is. Wake them up how terrible the media is, and wake them up to how
He fell.
crazy the left have become.
The
So
ones of CNN saying he fell.
This is what I went to. This is where I got my up-to-date live news, was from these nerdy retards here. Trump removed from stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president crowd.
Yeah.
You watched
Yeah.
that first video. How could anyone think that's what happened? Badger was like, was it a paintball gun and stuff like that? It's like, that makes sense. Maybe not go as straight to like what it ended up being.
Well, because now I have to explain it that you mentioned it.
Loud
it
noises.
sounded like a 22. It sounded
So
like a 22.
the first video that I saw, we all assumed and thought that whoever shot was in the crowd. And at that point, based on the frequency of the bullets and the sound of it, it sounded very low caliber. Like either a
22.
paintball gun, and because paintball guns can make you bleed. I thought maybe he got hit by that and they like snuck it in real quick and fired off a bunch, because you could fire off a bunch in quick succession.
The streak of blood did
The
look a
streak
little
of
weird at
blood,
first.
it was
before
like,
we got good pictures.
or a 22 something lower. And then when it came out that it was on a roof and how far away it was,
once we realized that was blood and his ear got shot, that's when my stomach finally dropped
then-
when I realized just how close we were.
well,
Holy
it's when I saw the dead body, and everyone thought that we now found out that was obviously the first guy that was killed. Should bring him back up so we can see him right here. Corey, hold on. Just because we should know his name. Present. Yeah,
Okay.
when I saw him, we all thought that he was at first. Unfortunately, they thought this might have been the shooter, Corey Comparatori, but it was the victim. And when I saw that and we realized that was a crowd member who had been hit, it was like, oh yeah, that's when I realized this is no fucking prank. This is no asshole that got through with a BB gun. This is an attempted assassination on the past and now future president. And people are dead.
And a good example of when these sorts of things happen, maybe don't think everything you see is 100% accurate, even when it says this is coming from like a source that you would assume was accurate, because we got several. We got Sam Hyde, of course, went around as usual, and then we got like some Italian like YouTuber who was going around. They were first saying, "Oh, this is him. This is the Antifa member," but it's some like Italian YouTuber or something like that. These sort of situations, you got to take things with grains of salt for a little while. You don't want to be the one to post first. You want to be the one to post most accurately. And if you don't want to feel like an idiot the next day, just, see the information. Even if you post it, just, a little bit of skepticism. Just don't be 100% this is exactly what's happening in these situations, because, you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. But
yeah, Shrapnel, I agree.
It's more accurate than the media.
Ryan and Jeremy are both on their way to the RNC, so
I mean, know that's
we wish them
crazy.
well. I don't believe in a higher power, but I guess maybe I do. So whatever fucking higher thing I do believe in, I wish them well and protection, because clearly some nefarious shit is about.
It is afoot for sure.
Afoot and about a boot.
Here's the thing now. Where do you get your news now?
Yeah,
because I've stopped watching the news.
Everywhere.
I've literally stopped watching the news about 2-3 years ago, at very least 2 years ago, at the very least. I can't stand watching CNN because it's just flooded with pharmaceutical commercials.
Oh God!
And you know where they're getting their money from. At Fox News, I can't watch because it's all over the map, and at NBC, it's NBC.
Oh yeah,
so,
they're all terrible. Yes,
they're horrible.
It's a smattering
horrible.
of like Twitter and like more trusted accounts on the Twitters if you can. But yeah, and like official, like when we posted the actual Anthony Guglielmi or whatever, the Secret Service dude that did the official report, like you have to go to the source. You have to be your own fucking reporter, basically.
I go to my like when I wake up and I'm still lying in bed, I check through InfoWars, through Breitbart, and through Bongino Report. Which, speaking of Dan Bongino, Drudge Report went like way left crazy town for some reason, so he created Bongino Report. So that's where I go, and then like on Sundays, occasionally I have to go to Screen Rant. And then also like That Park Place or Bounding is good for nerd stuff.
That's a great fucking question, B-Man. I have not heard what's going on. If this gonna suddenly make like the anyone but Trump Republicans, never Trump Republicans turn around?
It did. That's what one of them we showed earlier on.
Okay, I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Retweeted. Bill Ackman or whatever.
Yeah.
Even never Trumpers were like, oh, okay, we have to side with them. Damn it.
I saw a lot of people saying like, okay, well now you've convinced me that he might actually be good if you're trying this shit. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, like if you're getting your news from a newspaper or cable network, you're doing it wrong.
I always love when they pull this. How does MAGA feel about the Second Amendment? I think, thank God there was someone with a gun to end that fucking traitor to the country. Yes.
If those people who had seen the sniper climb up there could have had guns and been allowed to shoot him without knowing who's going to get in trouble.
That's where I get into fantasies. Like, why were you not running at top speed, bro, to go over there and like?
Well, they were yelling for the police, and they were doing
another dude even earlier,
beer in hand and dip in the lip.
The red head dude.
Yeah, that dude is maybe not our best spokesman as far as appearances go, but I did really enjoy his appearance on BBC.
That's on purpose, though.
The spiked up hair is more ridiculous than this hair.
That quiet majority that we kept hearing about needs to speak the fuck up.
I was saying, my buddy is we're gonna be during the last election. I kept seeing tons of trucks with flags flying out the back, usually like 7 Trump flags and 3 American flags and stuff like that. And I'm like, we are going to be seeing those guys again here soon.
I'm not gonna lie,
a lot of flags on fences and stuff like that.
Well, here's the other piece.
You could have been that dude. You could have a beer koozie and a cooler and done that character easily.
Yeah, it happened in Pennsylvania too. That's the other piece that is coincidental, because that's that swing state, right? That is always up for grabs every election. So
that Michigan, Wisconsin, some others.
Yeah, that's a big seller right there.
And that's one of those one of those states that should be more conservative. a lot of, like Virginia, West Virginia, all that like coal country, that like whole area is a lot of like working class people who've been suckered by the pretend working class left for so damn long.
That are all
union
losing
types.
jobs. They're all
Yeah,
losing jobs
exactly.
and can't afford anything because
Hey,
of
what up, Benjamin?
everything that's
exactly.
happening.
Man, just like I've been going out to eat here and there a little recently, and I'm like, I don't know if I can afford to anymore.
No, you can't.
It's
For
just
a frickin-
outrageous.
For a freaking hash brown at McDonald's, it's $3. $3 for that little hash brown.
Potatoes.
Not that I eat McDonald's because I hate McDonald's, but that's $3.
Correct.
That was like, that's ridiculous.
I know. We feel like the old people are like back in my. Actually, I heard someone just yesterday, an old person just yesterday, talk about how they could get a candy bar for 25 cents back in my day, and then I'm like, oh my god, we're turning into that already.
By the way, like
I'm not even 40 yet.
Trump does do himself a disservice when he trumps things. Is like, I had the best army. He says a lot of shit, and he gets people explain
had
away
the best
as
bullet
bragging. But like, he literally, because I've seen a bunch of people go on Rogan from military first tier 1 operators all through that basically like, yeah. He completely rebuilt and modernized our fucking military. Gave them. That's why ISIS basically went away, because he went, go ahead, go to work, boys. Because they had a bunch of
he did peace through strength rather than peace through unnecessary Middle Eastern wars,
and then came back and was like, no new wars and shit. That military has been DEI'd the fuck up, and no
one wants to join it
We've seen
now.
the results, right? No one has turned it around. We saw what it looks like when they left Afghanistan, oh so lovely. Yeah.
Also, we just before this, we had the whole Trump was like, I'm going to end the certain Ukraine conflict that I fully 100% support YouTube, or else they will demonetize my entire channel. Fully support it. He's like, hey, I'm going to end this. And then someone asked Putin about it. Putin's like, I don't know what his plan is, but I support, getting peace. And it's like,
just so everyone's clear.
Weird.
Just so everyone's clear.
Biden
There has
lost.
never, in the history of the world, been one leader that wasn't a narcissistic sociopath. It's just to what degree they're narcissistic and sociopathic.
But you kind of need it to rise to that position.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You have to be to think that your fucking thinking is better than everyone else. You sort of have to. And if you get put up, then you were right.
Bob Iger.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm not saying that's not a thing. I'm just saying that sometimes his very real work gets confused for like bragging when it's actually a real thing he did that like should be
God
praised.
complex.
Yeah. Also, I mean, he was born rich and whatnot, and like the fact, like, he's still pretty down to earth for a billionaire who was born with a silver spoon. So I will give him credit. Like, he's definitely you don't have billionaires that aren't narcissists. Like, billionaires surround themselves with yes men and stuff because, they're billionaires. They don't.
If he doesn't make a dodged a bullet joke, I mean, he sort of didn't.
I know it's funny because a lot of things are said about him. But I watched a documentary about the '90 Yankees, and it was all
+2.
They talked about Mel Hall and how he was taking young females and kind of doing his thing with young females, and he got involved with a very young girl. I think she was 15, 16 years old, and he held her kind of captive in his apartment kind of thing. And he knew Donald Trump because he was in Trump Towers, and she was out shopping one day, and she mentioned, and she's telling the story, and she said Donald Trump, like, she went up to him and he said, like, he's late on his payments, just make sure he's good with that. And that he said, are you okay? He asked and he asked if she was okay, because he said, are you sure you're okay? Like, because he saw something there potentially, and he just kept asking if she was okay, and that right there she realized that she wasn't safe. So like, for her to come out and say that in a documentary, I don't know really like how that would benefit the documentary for doing that, but like, she definitely says that he's the first one to notice and make sure that she was okay. So like, you hear all these things about Trump, and then you hear that, and you're like,
and this, what Botha says, is that assholes need to be able to make hard decisions and not feel like an asshole can go to all the European nations and say, hey, you fucks, you're not paying enough money for the defense that we are taking care of in NATO. Like, nice guys don't do that.
World Health Organization.
Yeah. So you do. Yeah, 100%.
But also, you can't like just have cool bosses. We all love the cool bosses, but you have to at least have one asshole boss that keeps everyone in check. Because if it's all cool bosses, it turns into like a Wild West, just like wreck.
Interesting.
So all right. So it's an hour. You guys want to just kind of keep going for?
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't want to go
Continue.
anymore. So yeah, I just want to pull this.
It's over 130 people watching because people got feelings about this.
This is our biggest day.
Keep it running.
Yeah, we're not going to be talking entertainment. So, Sean Harper, contributor, I am a diversity, equity, and inclusion expert. Who writes that under? Oh my God. Will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters? Oh my God. And I don't know what the article is about.
But...
I just have the headline. But whatever they say, yes, 100% this is going to appeal to black voters.
Well, 50 Cent. 50 Cent.
He's already making the memes.
Yeah,
yes,
like
and that
in a concert
song
live.
Shot, yeah. And the UFC champ guy was like, "I just heard my boy got shot at." Or whatever.
Strickland, yeah, no.
Well, yeah, I think
another one.
There's the guy who was in the ring, I believe, who had just won, like did a shout out to my boy Trump or whatever. Yeah, it's definitely gonna help the polling. So like. And that means that Biden is even more screwed. They can't put like Kamala or anyone else in. It's too late, and they're going to do just as bad. So that's the concern about the escalation, because where else do they have to go after this? And that is finishing the job.
Yeah.
Even if they do try to attempt to put someone in Biden's place, who are you going to put in? Because like
they all lose.
You're going to dig up any filth on that person, right? So like. The way they voted, the way they present, like there's
it already happened.
To find some
in the 2020 primaries, and Biden was the top, and then he got a little bit of scrutiny, went immediately down to the bottom, and then everyone got their turn, and only one person stayed at the very, very bottom of that list, and never was anything but the very bottom of the poll, and that was Kamala Harris, who was the one they would probably replace him with. So, yeah, what comes next? And then if we get to the election and then Trump wins it. You got 2 months before he actually takes office.
Yeah, we got a lot of room.
Danger zone. Danger. And yes, we talked yesterday. Our very last story was the poll about how so many people think you can't hate the media enough. And then hours later, so many people saying you don't hate the media enough because they are doing everything they can to say it wasn't an assassination attempt.
Loud noises and that he fell is insane.
Yeah, incident. There was an incident. All right, so let's get to your boy Star Wars theory. Because when I saw he tweeted about it, I'm like, oh no, he's about to get himself in trouble. Whatever your political affiliation, death is not the answer. As your Canadian neighbor and someday American citizen, I attest we here have our own political issues, Coach. Like every country, believe that. But may the only elimination be by a legal vote of the people, like a democracy. This is horrible. Seeing comments of people wishing death on anyone is disgusting. Star Wars theory knows a thing about death threats. Vote for whoever you choose.
It happens a lot to him.
Yeah, debate respectfully. This is not the answer. This pick also goes, and so this is all good. He's all doing the unifying thing, and then he mic dropped it with this pick also goes hard as fuck. So they are going.
He's not wrong. He's wrong.
He's definitely getting death threated for that one. That is for sure.
Blame Canada.
Yeah. Just happens. Just that they ears explode now. Yeah.
We got another sane person. We are actually covering some entertainment here. Comics even, Rob Liefeld, which if we go to his bio ends with pro third party. If you don't know who he is, Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, all that stuff. My wife woke me up from a deep nap saying that Trump was shot. I just watched, and man, the men and women of the Secret Service should just be men of the Secret Service, and their unflinching bravery is just staggeringly incredible. Can't shake how sad this entire ordeal makes me. Now that is like such a normal middle of the road opinion to have. Like absolutely nailed it. If this is what the comic, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
He's very good at flirting with the right because that's primarily, I think, where he votes because he's seeing what's happening to the comic book industry, local comic book shops, everything that's happening.
So is this virtue signaling? Are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just.
Please do, Gooch. Please, you are a comic expert.
I wouldn't say expert. Whoa, let's bring that down a little bit. But I mean, I think if you listen to his podcast, he's flat out annoyed with everything, especially with the Pesker thing and a lot of things that are happening around him. He's really annoyed with just, you could tell by his voice during the podcast that he's upset with the way the United States is structured right now. So, yeah, you could tell that he is more leaning to the right. That's what I assume.
Oh, well, what do you do? Well, then, do you disagree with this statement, or you just think it's a little virtue signaling? Because I'm like, fuck the middle, but like this, I think is a good example of the middle. And
I think he's very careful. I think he's trying to be very careful with his words because Rob Liefeld's Rob Liefeld. Yeah, and I think I think that like he wants to really voice his opinion, but he can't. I think because he's been like that for so long. Because he's in a business, he's like in the Hollywood business, he's in the comic book business, and so he has to stay neutral.
I thought that's kind of like what we've been asking for, though. Really, isn't it? A lot of people say they don't want the politics in it.
They
don't. It's like we don't like when the left comes out.
afternoon.
I figure we don't like when the right, does
Last
it too.
night,
Is this
I
live?
spoke with Donald Trump.
Okay.
I'm sincerely grateful.
Very
He's doing
incoherently.
well and recovering. With good conversation.
What?
Jill and I are keeping him
what channel is
and his
this
family
on?
in our prayers.
You might need to pause it
We also
so they don't take us down.
Yeah, here.
Just
I'll
occasional pause.
Just in case. Here, let me make sure. It's Washington Post.
Oh yeah, and live stuff like this, I'm pretty sure they love hitting you. But yes.
Condolences to the family of the victim who was killed. He was a father. He was protecting his family from the bullets that were being fired. And he lost his life. God love him. We're also praying for the full recovery of those who were injured.
Zombie.
We're grateful to the Secret Service agents and other law enforcement agencies and individuals who risked their lives literally for our nation. As I said last night, there is no place in America for this kind of violence or any violence for that matter.
And Trump's a dictator.
Assassination attempt is contrary to.
He said it. He said
He
the
said
thing.
the words. He said
everything
the word.
we stand for.
They
as
are
a-
not
as
going to
a
be
nation.
happy with
everything.
him.
It's not who we are as a nation. It's not America, and we
the
cannot allow this
CIA.
to happen. Unity is the most elusive goal of all, but nothing is important than
Mr.
that
Unifier.
right now. Unity. We'll debate and we'll disagree.
How about getting a president
It's
that's not
that's not
SME
going
now?
to change, but we're going to not lose sight of the fact who we are as Americans. Look, Vice President Harris and I were just briefed in a situation.
He got her name right.
Security team.
Yeah, I mean, he has the fun of an actual prompter now. Jesus.
You think those books are fake?
Everybody keeps saying that. I'm pretty sure those are like the articles of Constitution and like all the fucking different, historical things, so that when some schlub comes in the post-apocalyptic, they go, "Oh, this is how we're supposed to run things."
Can
and
we
then burn them?
His energy level. You talk about like low energy.
He's
Jeb?
a puppet. This is
Holy-
weak.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I was going to mention that. Like it just comes out flat. It's not. It's not. You're talking to the nation. Like you should be coming out with passion. You should be sympathetic. You gotta. It just comes out.
Have
very,
emotion. It's a
There
zombie.
is no emotion.
My thought is zombie.
Yes.
The director of the FBI.
I mean, I think they're actual presidential memoirs because I see JFK, Gerald R. Ford, Richard Nixon. So they're like memoirs or some shit.
The Secretary of Homeland Security, the Attorney General, the Director of the Secret Service, my Homeland Security Advisor, the National Security Advisor, and we're going to.
Everyone he listed should fucking resign, by the way.
Continue to be briefed. The FBI is leading this investigation, which is still in its early stages.
Probably be like 60%.
We don't yet have any information about the motive of the shooter. We know who he is.
Oh, what? Yeah, wait, pause it. I've already
What do you think
seen
the
this
motive
too.
was, Erwin?
The FBI is investigating the motive. When I saw that, I'm like, what do you think to scare him?
I wonder what the motive was for shooting at the presidential candidate for 2024. I wonder. Huh?
Well, I know we're going to happen to find his deleted Twitter where he's totally a
I know what
MAGA
it is.
supporter.
They're mad that Apprentice isn't available for streaming. They want 4K releases. That's what it is. Son of a bitch. I guess I solved it.
He read Catcher in the Rye and something about Jane
Oh, wow. No, it was
Everyone,
it wasn't Jane
please
Fonda.
don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations.
Oh,
Let the FBI do their job, and their party leaders do their job.
Yeah, their job of
I'm
covering
instructed that
up
this
every
investigation
incident like
be
this.
thorough and
Well, I mean, I guess we just really don't know the motivations of John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah, I know, right?
swift.
He wasn't happy with the play.
Will have every resource they need to get this done. Look, as this investigation continues, here's what we're going to do. First, Mr. Trump is a former president and nominee of the Republican Party.
The
And
FBI
future
will
president.
The FBI will be doing their job.
Yeah,
And,
continuing to obscure and obfuscate and withhold evidence and fuck everything up.
Hoover or whatever it is, the guy who was like who started the FBI, the first head of it, was blackmailed by La Costa Nostra because he was he cross-dressed at night. So the FBI from its beginning was completely compromised.
Yeah,
and then
Hoover's the one who fucking blackmailed Bobby Kennedy for the position, saying, "Hi, I got a bunch of pictures of your brother fucking people. It'd be a shame if these would go to the public. You should probably name me to be the lead to make sure these don't come out." And
Well, you're talking my language because the La Costa Nostra ran the docks back in the early 1900s.
Yeah. And he said they didn't exist.
Yeah. Well,
like Antifa doesn't exist.
Let's see. Well, yeah, because that totally wasn't who just
and they asked,
did something.
They asked the Costa Nostra to help them with deciphering the codes prior to World War II. For the Germans. So if you do your research,
and then we go into like the 80s when the CIA was all Bush Senior, a bunch of drug running, turning into the deep state, a bunch of weird like Trotsky-eye, like Yahtzee banking, union banking family, weird connections and stuff, and then connections to Osama bin Laden and all that. And then you want a deep state, that's how you get a deep state.
Already receives a heightened level of security. And I've been consistent in my direction.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So the fucking security that he's been asking for forever and PepsiCo bitch denied him has now been given to him. It only took a bullet to the head and fucking a dead civvy and 2 wounded. Great.
To the Secret Service to provide him with every resource, capability, and protective measure
that's a lie.
Necessary to ensure his continued safety. Second,
that's a lie.
I've directed the head of the Secret Service to review all security.
That's the PepsiCo bitch.
All security measures for the Republican National Convention.
All of them, not just the ones she kept up when she was guarding those PepsiCo buildings. He wants all of those things done.
Yeah, we're going to make sure she holds all the doors open for all the protesters to storm it.
Better start protecting RFK too now, because
RFK Jr. notoriously. The guy, Sirhan or whatever it was who shot him, says that he got mind controlled. The lady in the polka dot dress touches him on the shoulder, says something, and then he thinks he's on the target range and can see targets in his eyes. One could say like a bullseye. And then it was Secret Service or security behind RFK that actually shot and killed RFK.
You know what's funny is I'm pretty sure that Trump, doesn't he drink like 1 billion Diet Cokes? That's what he's famous for. So of course this Pepsi thing doesn't help the conspiracy. I'll just say that.
Which is scheduled to start tomorrow.
Well, he needs some drink in his Diet Cokes before he does now.
The national security at yesterday's rally to assess exactly what happened. And we'll share the results of that independent review with the American people as well. And finally...
Yeah, I'm fucking sure that investigation will bear fruit. Yeah, Jesus Christ. So everything we just pointed out about the rooftops and all that stuff.
I'll be speaking more about this tonight at greater length from the Oval Office. We must unite as one nation.
Oh, he's doing another one later? Oh, my God.
To demonstrate who we are.
See,
so may God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
See, that
it's ending. That's
it. That is what the whole meet in the middle unify crowd, like it just came from that guy, the liar in chief, the pedo in chief, the sold out to China and many others in chief right there. So that's the other problem with the meet in the middle people crowd, is because that they don't actually meet in the middle. They mean come fully on global communism side, or else we'll have you assassinated. Or throw you in the gulags.
And Chuck Schumer fucking said this to off the cuff. Chuck Schumer said this to Rachel Maddow a while ago about them, that these agencies have six ways to Sunday, baby. That's right, to fuck with you. So much like Harvey in Hollywood, it is an open secret that these agencies are the ones who control everything. And if you mess with them, we get what we just saw, amongst other things.
like that
Yeah.
that a little bit of wind.
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah. There might be some higher forces at work here.
You knew the answer to every question. You did so well. Fucking the audience is.
And okay, so this is actually a good example of the middle, where not necessarily meet there, but like come more over to our side by just continuing to defend the truth. Okay, this is officially enough. This was supposed to be the first thing about all this. I don't post political messages, but it's time for an exception. WDW Pro for those listening. We almost were launched into a civil war today with an assassination attempt that came within inches of success. Stop the madness. That sort of meeting in the middle is good, but that's not us moving, because we've been saying this is bad. Stop doing all this craziness. Stop pushing all this Trump's a dictator Yahtzee rhetoric, because it's going to end this way. So like we try to tell them to stop being crazy, but it's meeting them halfway towards crazy is not the solution. That's how we ended up here. And that's how like the mega corpos ended up there, because you let them take a little bit, you give a little bit, and it just keeps going. And then eventually you got like the ESG from DEI from the top, you got the crazy activists from the bottom pushing everything, you got the crazy blue-haired HR in the middle ruining everything. Civil War.
Well, I really hope we can get to a point where Corey is the only person to have died, and that this sacrifice can really like show people, oh shit, okay, we got to disavow with what's going on over here, and really take responsibility for your own news. Realize that they're all narratives, and you need to do your own research. And when someone said something, go look at the context of what they actually said, because most of the time, man, thank God. Again, what would this story be if Elon didn't own Twitter? And how many of the lies would they have lasted as long as they have if it, like Twitter, we'd able to correct their community note or not get people to believe it earlier?
Yeah, fake Simpsons pictures going around saying that they predicted it. Because, this is why you don't always necessarily believe everything immediately. But, yes.
I'm sort of more with the night more. The time to meet in the middle, sort of... Let's just put it this way. That middle ain't exactly the middle anymore. I don't know. There's a new ground that we need to meet on. But it's more like...
Of the Overton window, the middle is like... what democratic socialism, I believe, is what AOC calls it.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, no, bitch. This is more of like you came real fucking close, and so now it's time to get in line, or you're about to find out for real, because we're not playing anymore. The civil debate.
Hillary Clinton is the president,
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yes, but the meet in the middle is let's not have an insurrection and destroy everything. Right. That is what I consider meeting in the middle. But yeah, but we need all the opinions, because we actually like getting all the opinions. Like Gooch, we love that you have a different opinion of us. But and then I think we can all agree. We look at Destiny's opinion or Hassan's opinion, and we can all collectively here in what is the middle, actual middle, and say these people are insane. But if we were to meet them in the middle between where we are and they are, yeah, we're still in crazy town.
So how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this tweet? Because this is more or less sort of what I'm feeling, and this may change. But Josh Denny, who I really have never seen before this tweet, but he says, after today, if I'm being honest, there's no more agree to disagree for me. If you're on the left with Trump derangement syndrome, you're an enemy to America, to our values, and certainly to me. I have no desire to understand you. I don't want to know you. There's no excuse.
Yes, and I understand why, like Gooch would say that that's bad and we need to unify. But then that's like also like what Biden says too, and it's like, well, to me, but that doesn't mean.
I don't think I'm not saying unify. I'm saying listen to each other, because one's listening to each other. It's not about unifying, and that's a dream. That's you're hoping for that to happen, and it's never going to happen. But
okay, good. We agree.
Yeah. So like, I'm not saying unified. I'm saying you have to have some middle ground to actually listen to each other.
We've been trying to say they don't want to listen to us.
Well, exactly. So at this point now, you have to listen to each other, and not just sit there and hear the words, but actually, listen to what they're saying and kind of just like put your own thoughts behind you for a second and just kind of be open-minded. So I mean, like there's none of that. Like it's there's no middle ground. It's just toxic, both sides just clashing, and it's just you're right. There's going to be a civil war potentially in the future here, because it's just there's no one listening to each other. It's just my side or your side, and that's not good for politics. That's not good for anyone.
I don't know how much it would help if we were listening more to each other. But like, we just pulled up all the crazy leftists, and then we pulled up like Joe Biden,
because the thing is,
but there's crazies on both sides, right? If you actually take the people that actually are,
I'm sorry with Jack. It's like,
to discuss these topics, but I mean, at this point,
when we do, it is all a fundamental disagreement of reality. In other words, I don't want drag time story hour. I don't want mutilation of children or lifelong medical patients. I don't want the genociding of gay people to be turned into trans for an ideology. You know what I'm saying? All these things that end up becoming political points.
You're allowed to have.
There's no misunderstanding of what they want, what we want. But then it turns into what Gunho Mac is saying. And then la 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 la. No, you're all racist. And Himmler's type of thing.
There's really no middle ground with the woke mind virus. You either have it or you've been cured of it. Occasionally people will get, cured of it somewhat, and they still have some leftist things and eventually get to it. But for the most part, that actual, like, if you're believing like the system, if you're believing all the lies, you're taking that
I think you're only believing it because the money's coming in. I think that's the only reason why you're believing that woke mind virus shit. Because if there was no money coming in, if there was no Vanguard or BlackRock or anything funding a lot of these projects, I think it would be a different time.
Yeah, the left would be a lot less radicalized, but
yes,
globalism and all their propaganda has really done a number, especially since they were able to use Trump getting elected to really push that Trump derangement syndrome, which because it's not us that created the divide. Like, we have been pretty damn normal and sane. Like,
I want to bring this up before we're gone. We did not devolve.
We just want what we've been doing for like the.
I totally agree. Yeah.
This is what Erwin is always saying.
It's so hard to meet in the middle when it's just they're so far gone.
We have not devolved into a class system.
We still listen to them.
Turned into a class system.
I listen to them because they are the best salesmen for our side, trying to wake people up by saying, oh, here's like all of our, ideology and why this is right. That is really hard. The easiest way is you show them all of the crazies. So I do listen to them. It's really hard. Like, I couldn't watch the Biden Trump debate because I just can't, because I just done politics for way too long. But like, I listen. I love listening to them because they are our best salesmen.
I'll give you 2004 America and then I'm done. No further. That far, no further. That's the amount of progressiveness I'll give you.
Yeah, that's what we've been noticing when we watching all the 80s and 90s movies and whatnot. We had this stuff figured out, and then they just pushed it, and we were in the middle, and then they just pushed. We had Bill Clinton selling us out to the Chinese, being a big old globalist, and we still had stuff going pretty normal and decent. So it's like we can even manage to do it with the terrible people in charge, but they just... Enough's not ever enough for them. They need all the power, all the money, all the control over us in our lives and putting us in a dystopia. And they push too hard. And when they push too hard and go too fast, the heat rises too fast on that frog in the boiling pot. And then that makes those in the middle wake up, such as lockdown, such as this. And that's the time when I'm like, yes, let's get those people in the middle, the people who don't care, the people who aren't in the information war, and get them to our side. But... And part of doing that is definitely, hey, look at what this Destiny guy said. Look at all these crazies. And so much of that's what really snaps a lot of people out, is seeing their craziness rather than our, like our manifesto of ideology or whatever. It's really just, because I don't really consider myself conservative or any of those things. I'm more just like anti-globalist trying to put us into a sci-fi dystopia.
Black Cat for $7K, $5. Yeah. Stop playing games. These people are enemies to society. They're breaking the laws of the land and walking away to do it again. That needs to stop. Yeah, yes, that's basically what I'm saying. Yeah,
peacefully, because if we do it any other way, everything's going to be destroyed. We're going to swing way too far, and whoever ends up getting in charge is going to be as bad or worse. And then the situation, because everything's destroyed, is going to be way worse. It's going to be terrible. We do not want that.
It means we need to have the police do their fucking jobs and arrest people who break the law. That means refunding them.
But then that's the whole. But then arresting the people at the top, because we got the criminals on the bottom destroying everything, but the criminals at the top, we can't arrest them because, like, currently the FBI is investigating themselves. I mean, the incident.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and that's why people are like, well, we're not going to vote our way out of it. Yeah, no, probably not. But it's an information war. We need as many people on our side as possible. And as many incidents like this happen that don't push us over the edge, the more people come to our side. And the crazy's going to crazy. I can't imagine a lot of the crazies are getting more people on the anti-Trump side after this. There's definitely way more people in the middle or who don't care coming over to the Trump side because of this. So that's what we need. That and the information war. And what's the most effective? Memes.
You're seeing more red in New York of all places, and because they're tired of
black community, Hispanics, yeah. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I didn't move to the city moved to me situation. Like we haven't changed. All the crazies around us have changed.
Elon Musk said it brilliantly, where the reason they call everyone far right is because their ideology is so far to the fucking left that everyone is far right of them.
Yep. Exactly. And then they use our virtues against us, and one of those virtues is they try to get us to moderate. And that's my concern with the meet in the middle unified talk, because it's like, yeah, unify, that's good, but that's the whole fourth turning is we're not unified, we destroy everything, and then going through all those bad times when we hit rock bottom, that is what actually unifies us all together. And then we find God, because we lose everything, we turn to God, become more unified, at least the last like several centuries in Western civilization, and then we have that like great awakening. And then once we find Jesus and we come together and get more unified, then that's how we build really good things. But then the new generations are born, they didn't have to go through those hardships, they don't appreciate it, and then they start destroying everything.
Weak times, bad times.
Yeah, and then that spirals down into absolute hell, which is the current stage we're at, and then you got to hit rock bottom again and go through hell.
We know the circles. The problem is that when they say unified, they don't mean unified. They mean shut the fuck up and take the status quo and let's just keep continuing to go along like it always happened. And that's not what we can't do.
So what's Trump's approach for next?
Unification.
Like, how do you think Trump approaches this?
I don't think he has to do anything at this. Just keep doing what he's doing. But
he's got to come out and say something. He's going to come out and say something.
When you watch Tombstone, right?
Well, yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Well, letting at the end when he goes
Biden
to
tonight and then coming out like tomorrow or something and power move all over the place. But
Kurt Russell, when he goes like this, take a look at that. It says United States President. You want the fire? And then he's going to do that. And hell's coming with me. You hear? Hell's, and it's all the Republicans and everyone pissed off about this, that type of thing. He needs to come out with the fire of God behind him.
Alex Jones last night, he came out with the fire of God. They had a giant Twitter space with so many people on it, and of course Alex was there, so he kept interrupting, and then he'd say, "I'm so sorry for I'm so sorry, love you guys. Praise Jesus. I'm gonna get out of here." And then like 2 minutes later, he'd come back in and interrupt again.
Trump can pull us out of NATO. He can fucking dissolve the FBI. He can have the U.S. Marshals take care of local matters. He can get rid of the CIA. He can fucking gut the NSA. He can get rid of the Department of Homeland Security.
JFK tried to do stuff like that. What happened to that guy?
He could do a lot if he survives. That's the point, right? That's what JFK was going for. He was going for the intelligence, and then they got him.
Oh, too soon, John.
Yeah,
play it by ear.
The problem is we all know what is to be done. When people say that, like, we sound crazy about the deep state, motherfuckers, you know who the deep state is? It's the head of every alphabet agency. It's the big business owners who stay in between, government figureheads, the ones who actually control the shit, the minutia of day-to-day running.
No way! I thought we scared Joker's disciple off by failing that last riddle.
The riddle. He just had to talk about politics, I guess.
Only 3 children's hospitals blew up. So I'm Joker's disciple, bro. Absolute pleasure having you back in chat. My side is the best side. Vote for the best side. Agreed. If we do not, the other side may win. The other side wants my side not to do the things my side wants to do. The nickel tax doesn't go too far. It doesn't go too far enough. No more. I say it is time we vote hard for our side. JK, seriously though, Trump 2024. I can't bring myself to vote for the Republicans again for a while because what they did with lockdowns, and I'm not getting stabbed in the back again. I am blessed enough to live in a conservative state, so my vote doesn't even matter. If I was in a swing state or otherwise, I would definitely also be holding my nose and voting for those damn Republicans again. Yeah, I got a problem with some Trump policies and whatnot. His last year, he sold us out, stabbed us in the back pretty fucking hard on that one. And I can't vote for that again. Thankfully, I'm blessed enough to live in a conservative state. I am going to, because my whole thing was I got like my dad to vote the last time to make up for my vote. My buddy's I'm going to make sure he votes this time. And that sort of thing, the people who don't want to get up off their butts or like, how do I register to vote and whatnot? Or they just talked about like 10 million gun owners not being registered to vote and stuff like that. All those people in the middle, the ones who are just a little too lazy to vote, that's all those people. This is what's going to bring them in. Or the people who were like too afraid to fly like their Trump 2024 flag or have their stickers or whatever. All those people are going to say, fuck it, I support this president. They were so screwed already, and then they did this. You thought the mugshot was
it's that
bad
Dumb
for
and
the
Dumber
Democrats?
scene. Just when I thought you can't get any dumber, you go to do something, and that's the opposite of totally redeem yourself. Yeah.
Also, sorry, Tucker.
All over.
Man, I got so much thunder going on, and there's no rain. It's weird. My power goes out. Feel free to end the stream.
Hayden Wayne, been seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying they're voting for Trump. Yeah, a lot of people.
Yes. And they were already going to struggle to fortify the election enough at 3 to 4 in the morning. Now they're screwed. And that's what I'm saying is, so they have to escalate. And there's only one place to go from here. So,
by the way,
shit, he needs to pick his VP before the RNC.
So, like, again, how does Trump, sorry, Badger, how does Trump direct this? So does he come out even like stronger saying we're going to fight, or is he going to do the Reagan thing and say we should unify and come together and build democracy again? Fight.
Reagan's vice president Bush is probably the one who had the attempted assassination against him, just like LBJ and JFK.
That's true. That was over Jodie Foster too, but not Jane Fonda. But
someone else said something about Jane Fonda. No, it was the God. Yeah, whatever. I know things sometimes. Oh wait, speaking of me knowing things, how close are we?
Yeah, anyway, I agree with Breezy. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I'm in California, and I will be voting for Trump. And thank you, Memorable. Yes, we will be going out and throwing our vote away. But maybe if we all just went out and voted, wouldn't be throwing it away.
I live in a conservative state. I feel like mine is pointless.
Speaking of Californians.
I know. I'm saying, but I'm in the same boat where the voting doesn't seem to matter for me.
Do you think there's a possibility that it could be changing in California? Because there's a lot of actors coming out and talking about not only like politics, but a lot of stuff that's happening in Hollywood, which is shifting people towards the right.
Because they're getting robbed now.
Yeah, because like
the nice neighborhoods.
People like Mark Wahlberg, you got Chris Pratt, you got Denzel Washington, you got these people talking about the right. And I loved what Denzel said the other day in that interview when someone asked him about what's your political, who you're going to be voting. He goes, "That's none of your business." Good on you there, Denzel. Thank you for actually, standing your ground and saying, people don't need to know.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of my thought with like Rob Liefeld with the meat kind of, not doing
thing.
Left or right thing. But then I can understand why you're like, pussy, just say it.
I don't think he wants to get into that. He's just there to sell comics. I don't think he wants.
I think that's good. Yeah, that's what we want the actors to just shut up. We don't care if you're crazy left. Exactly. Just shut up about it. But if you say that, then we probably don't. The conservative people, but probably also keep it to themselves a bit too.
Yes, Lizard. We talked about it earlier.
Do you see it shifting a little too? Because you're there, Badger. You see a little more right.
Great point, Benjamin.
More red in California?
No, I've not. I've seen them be
problem
just batshit insane.
Too many cities. There are lots of conservatives and Republicans in California. It used to be a Republican state, and that's also where Reagan came from, where he was a Democrat and then became the governor and then became the president, was an actor, and has presumably seen all the commies in Hollywood that really made him more conservative.
There's one more debate, B-Man. There is one more debate coming.
Yeah. Hayden, drop your channel. Please, God, if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe. And also, we got Gooch here, too. Please, for God's sake, subscribe. The man somehow's got 10K subs just by streaming. How does he do it? I hate him. Absolute pleasure having everyone here. We are working on wrapping it up, unless you guys want to keep going tinfoil hat style. But we did hit an hour and a half.
I'm good. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, if you want to keep going. I mean, otherwise, I think we've definitely covered a lot of it.
That's not too bad. Yeah, I know. Well, all my tabs are gone, so if we cover more, we're covering entertainment. So everyone's gonna leave on my entertainment channel. Oh wait, no, here that one. All right, yeah. So you guys want to talk a little entertainment real quick and then get out of here?
Sure.
All right. But yeah, let's see some more tinfoil hats in chat, and we'll keep going. Ooh, and Hayden's got a new video up in just a bit. I wonder what it's about. Oh, that's what I love too. So I went straight to the nerds to get all my political information, and like Hayden and Hail the Laura and all like the political homies were like destroying Jeremy's Twitter because everyone was tagging him and DMing him so much because Hayden and others were the ones like keeping people up to date and such. And yeah, so literal like crowdsourcing like live news. So Hayden, man, you were on the ball yesterday, and that's what I'm saying is we are the media now, guys. We are the media. I didn't turn on CNN. I didn't turn on Fox News. I briefly saw something on Breitbart, and I'm like, oh, dang it. And then went to Twitter, and as soon as I saw CobraCast was going, I hopped on that son of a gun, and I got my political news from my nerds. And I used to be in politics, and then I saw all my nerds, and then the reason I made my documentary is because I wanted to help join the forces. So Hayden, seeing you out there, man, it warmed my heart. Go subscribe to Hayden. Law, homie, what's he have to say, Badger?
For two, Gooch. Sorry, Erwin and Badger, late and gay, tinfoil.
We'll forgive you just this one, Laud. And also, you're in luck. We are actually going to finally talk about some entertainment stuff after an hour and a half of talking about Trump. Oh, yeah, I want to hear what were you guys, chat and whatnot. What were you guys doing? Badger was the one that told me. He's like, people are freaking out on Twitter about, like, Trump's ear bleeding. I'm like, wait, what? And then I go and I see the video. I'm like, holy sh... And then when he gets up and gives the thumbs up, I'm like, oh, holy thank fudge. And then once I realized what actually happened, I'm like, holy thank fudge.
How's that? I don't understand. How can CNN say he fell? Like, he clearly went to the ground with what he's supposed to be doing. He realized, he's doing what he got trained to do, go down to the ground, and they're doing this narrative that he fell.
The same way the CNN commentator can say that, look, they're pretending to be afraid. There's obviously,
it was like they probably hit more, but yeah, they hit at least 14K. So yeah, all the nerds went to CobraCast, and they're going to the RNC where they have press passes. They are now official right-wing political operatives, Jeremy and Ryan. Yes. We are the media now, guys. We are the freaking media.
It's just how they report incorrectly. Like the other day when I heard them talking about Trump.
Biden said assassination. He said it. That's what they were trying not to say yesterday.
Like the other day, they said Trump threatened to bomb Russia and China, and I was like, he sure did, and I know the exact context. And then they didn't play it, and it's he told Putin that he would have nuked Moscow had he invaded Ukraine. He said, don't know if he believed me, about 15%, but he believed me. Made a joke, and then he told Xi Jinping that they would bomb China if they invaded Taiwan. By the way, no wars in his time, and it was said with a twinkle and a smile, but they leave out that part, and all you get is he said he would bomb them.
Yeah, peace through strength. Yeah, but actual peace through strength. Yeah,
that's just a boss thing, but that's a boss thing to say, though. I think it's like, I know he's joking, but it's just like, yeah, just fuck around and see what happens, you know.
Yeah, you have to do power moves. You got to go Game of Thrones and do power moves. That's like why you. Yeah, that's like, how you actually do national defense.
Fuck around. Fuck around. Yeah, seriously.
Even if there's a chance.
It's like nukes and mad. It's mutually assured destruction. Come at me, bro. But yeah, no, it's sometimes villains push it, of course, too, where it's like, we got to have that military strength so no one attacks us. But then, of course, they use it to invade. But Trump built it up and didn't start any new wars.
Yeah, instead of having to go to a local news station and having them tell us what happened, within an hour, through multiple accounts on the internet, everyone patched together almost and pretty reliably with very few fuck-ups. Who was killed, where the guy was, what happened, who was that, and within 2 hours, everything was more or less known. Like, not that much came out besides exact names.
But not on Facebook.
But not on all the other sites. Yeah. So and again, had Elon not bought Twitter, what would we...
It is hot tea tonight. I know this would be a very different.
What would this story be? Yeah.
If he didn't turn his head and we didn't have Twitter, You want a hot civil war? That's how you get one.
Yeah.
Because by censoring people, that's how you create like actual extremists and whatnot. Don't give them like an outlet.
I'm sorry, but you look like that kid from Stranger Things right now, Erwin. So I just like
How dare you? I actually have teeth here, thank you. They're terrible teeth, but.
And also, I think Blair White posted something about like she can't even go.
Dropping game. Was that dropping gamer words?
Well, she does that all the time, but yeah.
Oh, really?
No, but in this case, she was talking about she can't go on like the Facebooks and all that because they are basically green lighting all of it and saying, "Oh darn, they're because it's leftist. It's left." Same thing with Reddit, bro. Reaction GIFs was like 30,000. If I had said anything, I'd have gotten banned. I know it. Of them doing the Mystify that much thing, and it's like
the amount of like middle-aged, just like country boys who have been banned from Facebook today and yesterday is probably really high. I worked with a guy who was he was pretty new to this stuff, so when you're new and you find out how crazy this is, you kind of start off with some extreme emotions, we'll say, and he would tell me like every week, oh, I got banned by Facebook again, oh, I got banned by Facebook. So yeah, and that just what does happen sends people to Twitter where you can actually find some truth.
Yeah, I think that right there, if we're going to go with synchronicities of things happen for a reason, did Elon maybe buy it because they fucked with the Babylon Bee and he wanted to be built to own their version of the Chuds? Yeah. But did maybe the universe have all that happen so that it was free for us to have actual communication? Yeah.
Yeah,
it was real important regardless.
Yeah, it's like the Force birthing Anakin to make up for the dark side.
Son of a bitch.
Well, that's actually what I felt weird talking about it yesterday, but I was talking about how if they have to they have to tell us what's happening so they get the free will, because if they full-blown break our free will, we actually get some help from the higher powers, and holy crap, did we have some help from some higher powers yesterday.
The Force pushed back against the manipulations.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Force, magic, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, it was working overtime yesterday.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe some spirituality here. Reason. I'm not in turn to believe that.
Okay, actually, I guess there is a chance where we can finally. We briefly mentioned this. Blue Beetle star Zolo Medardo returning for animated series. Hopes it will draw inspiration from anime. That actually, all the animated stuff should just go and draw inspiration from anime.
Yeah, all right, we have the snacks. We had an hour 42. We had an hour 42 of Trump. Now we're going to do some pillow talk as we close this out, all right? So now's the entertainment.
Quick 18 minutes.
We got it all out. Trump 2024, fucking A, all right? Patriot, America, let's move on. But yeah, never forget, remember Corey, this isn't over.
We'll be right back on the topic probably within 2 minutes, so.
Yeah.
Gooch, I want to hear your thoughts.
Why? Yeah, what's up, bro? Let's hear about this.
About what? About this?
The Blue Beetle.
Oh,
because it's supposed to be in the universe. He's like, I told you you'd get a sequel, but I left out it would be animated.
Yeah,
Booster Gold, Kumail Nanjiani. This is why we mentioned this yesterday, because they had said that this guy was James Gunn said he was the first character in their universe, and now they're going.
Is he actually playing Booster? Is he playing Booster Gold, or is he playing
allegedly?
Who?
Oh my God! Like this,
Kumail Nanjiani.
They just can't.
Yeah,
they can't help themselves. I mean.
But Booster Gold and Blue Beetle are supposed to be best friends, and since Kamal is the 50-year-old, I'm assuming it's the Ted Kord version of Blue Beetle that is friends with him, played by the dude from Ted Lasso. I can't remember him right now. He was in, I guess he was in Blue Beetle. You saw Blue Beetle, right? The actual movie, was it?
No, I avoided it.
Yeah, me too. Son of a bitch. I heard it was like Iron Man. It was essentially the plot to Iron Man.
I can't watch any of this stuff anymore because it's so awful. Like it's like,
dude, I checked out Black Adam because of Henry, the whole Henry thing. Like that pissed me off that The Rock just used him as a bargaining chip, basically.
The only reason why I checked out X-Men 97 is to see how bad they screwed up from the original animated series.
Yeah,
and I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. Incredible writing,
too amazing
animation. It is. It's
so they fired
really good. Yeah.
Likely for other reasons, yes.
Yes, and then let's revise his work now. So yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna ruin that shit.
Oh yeah, totally. But with this Blue Beetle shit, like,
is it the anime part that gets you, or you're just tired of them of anything coming out of them?
Both. It's because Marvel's struggling, mightily. And so what? Now we're going to go into anime. Like they've done it with some of their comics.
I almost bought the Spider-Man manga today.
Yes. See, and they're not selling it all. So,
really? I was wondering about that.
At least not here. Like
there's Star Wars mangas. There's that whole the Suicide Squad like isekai anime they just made. There's like those ones. They've turned a bunch of them into mangas, and some of them look pretty good. I've got.
Yeah. So yeah, that's way of Well, if we're gonna pull out and show things that we bought yesterday,
boys pulling it out. Yeah.
And this is before like the manga craze, where it was a manga artist just happened to make one.
And yeah, I am very willing to believe, and it's my own personal belief, that yes, Bo was a super fan and actually considered himself a shepherd of the series. And he treated it with far more respect and love than they ever thought he would. And I think he stood his ground and refused to do certain things with certain characters, and they didn't like that. And then that on top of his personal life choices that even though they say they're oh so inclusive and diverse, they're fucking lying and they're not.
Pleasure.
And so for all those reasons and more, they got rid of him. And that's also why his shit is being revised so that they can throw into confusion what was his and what wasn't and take his glory.
Got some real books.
Blue Beetle and
Midnighter.
Booster Gold come together, and that's what we're saying is it's Booster Gold. They're going to do Kamal Nanjiani. Yeah, Wildstorm. What the heck?
Booba.
Yep, Wildstorm.
Yeah,
25 years. Got that, and I got this big son of a bitch.
Yeah, because the Authority used to be Wildstorm, and then they got put into DC. That was beautiful. Age of Apocalypse. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I finally picked up Days of Future Past.
Oh, that's a great storyline.
I got some gay dude that sent me fan mail. He sent me Batman Haunted Gotham.
What is that?
And then it's Kelly Jones.
Kelly Jones. Yeah.
So he's got and then he sent me some guy named Drunk 3PO's comic. And then
have you read it?
He sent me this. Spoiler.
I freaking AC Blues.
These are birthday presents that Erwin sent me, so I just got.
Oh, nice.
No, I've not read it. It's
not your birthday today. It's next.
No,
week,
no,
right?
it's 21st. 21st of July.
Okay.
It's coming up. No.
Actually, so it's next Sunday, and so instead of having the stream on my channel, we will be having the stream on Badger channel.
Oh, right.
So he
next
can
Sunday, this will
make those birthday super chats.
I'll make sure I'm free for that. So
shout out. Yeah, you're definitely invited.
Please do.
We get Leon and his horrible takes. We can yell at him about defending Mercanti. That'll be fun.
But that's when books were actually, you had some really good story-driven books. Now I can't read anything. That's
no, dude. We're all reading older books. I just bought a bunch of Star Wars Legends. This fool just bought a bunch of Star Wars Legends.
I have a problem.
39, good sir. 39.
They have those, but Star Trek and like some old school Star Trek comics. I'm trying not to buy any comics for like another week till I get my YouTube monies, but I hope they're still there. I want them. I need them.
See, that was the one big thing, though. Well, go ahead.
Oh no, I was sorry, Badger. I didn't mean to cut you off. You should read the old Raiders of the Lost Ark comics way back in the day by Buscema and who's the Raider? Thomas and Buscema. They're great as well.
No, I was just going to say the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek lore back in the day is Star Wars, even though it conflicted, most of them tried not to conflict with each other, and certainly not the movies. But those Star Trek, like the books and that shit is all over the place. They were never as unified as of like a whole canon.
That's why I like all these 70s Star Wars comics.
Those are great.
Yeah, no, those are
They're just wilding out.
Who's the writer for those series?
Because they post them in the newspaper, I think. But once you start getting to the Bantam era books and the Dark Horse comics, it starts getting pretty unified.
So, a lot of Roy Thomas and a lot of Archie
Thomas.
Goodwin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, damn good. Roy Thomas is awesome. He did a lot of Conan as well.
Which I just bought because of him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the newer Conan. I moved all my books around.
Oh, the Savage Sword stuff?
Yes.
The magazine style? Yes. Yeah.
I might have got another Elric Stormbringer.
Yeah, who apparently that is the original that everyone copies off of.
Yeah, if you like the brutality sides of like Game of Thrones and whatnot, that series is for you. It's pretty brutal. All right, so fucking Blue Beetle.
Heresy.
Yeah, Blue Beetle, like I just not even gonna bother watching because you already can tell where the direction they're going with that. So
So I didn't care about the Lord of the Rings Ride of the Rohirrim or whatever till I heard it was in an anime style, and I'm like, ooh, now I'm interested. And then they had some random chick is now the main character, whatever. But when I hear, oh, it's in an anime style, I'm like, awesome. Is that your reaction? Because I know you're more classic comics and comic animation.
Yeah, it's the daughter of
Helm Hammerhand.
That's
the unnamed daughter that they immediately felt a connection to and a desire to make the main character.
Hera.
Come on, man. And then they even said they're going to try to use the anime director's like basically his clout to sell it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know because I don't want to say I'm not gonna like Blue Beetle. DC is done. And that kills me. It kills me because I'm such a DC fan. But like,
okay, I think we all are more DC than Marvel then.
Yeah. Marvel has been garbage for a long time. Especially what they did with the X-Men. But like when it comes to the animated series, I will peek into the Blue Beetle. See, I'm pretty sure where they're going to go with it. I will check out the Lord of the Rings.
Pictures.
I'm really curious of the new Batman Cape Crusader series. Because the more I'm looking to it, it looks really cool, and I like Bruce Timm.
Yeah, the OGs, right? From the original
Bruce Timm. Yeah, and I like it's based in 1940s, and it's more of the gangster kind of style stuff, and it's a second week being Batman. Also, it's not like he's been Batman for a long time. I think Badger, you told me that. I
told you that. Yeah. That's what it says in the description. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna I'll give you credit.
And that he makes the decision to be Batman when he's 8 years old, laying in bed thinking about everything.
So I'm interested with that. Same with the Penguin series, like on HBO. That looks really good.
Yeah, I'm more interested in that for sure. And by the way, Hayden, that's always why I liked it. DC always felt more adult to me, and Marvel felt more maybe because it was just a brighter and it was Batman was dark as shit. I don't know.
Batman's what got me. Yeah. And that is definitely more adult.
Well, DC got into really sensitive topics, especially when the Green Lantern, Green Arrow series, when what's his name overdosed on heroin.
Yeah, it's like I grew up with like that, Jason Todd being killed, and like Superman being like a bunch of dark shit in the comics. So it always felt more serious to me. And then Keaton was the first Batman I saw live action.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Conroy, which is a very adult toned. Hated Adam West Batman for that reason because I thought it was stupid and clowny and shit.
Yeah, and they dove into like religion with Constantine, and they dove into areas that a lot of like Marvel would definitely they would flirt with it, but then really they wouldn't even really dive into it. It was all surface level shit.
Like Punisher would be like probably their go into that sort of stuff.
Like Punisher, the one that's like Civil War when like a bunch of kids die at the school, and that's what. Purgatory, the guy that that's what makes that whole fucking Mutant Registration Act thing happen. That's sort of dark, and then it gets into like serious real world stuff. But that was when I grew
Marvel didn't really promote that until I think it was until Frank Miller when he took over for Daredevil. That's when the storyline started to change.
It's not anime.
And pardon me,
is Brave and the Bold anime? That's not considered anime. The one with Dietrich Bader is that's just a cartoon.
Yeah, it's just a cartoon, I think.
Yeah. I was thinking because you would know this, Gucci terminology.
So yeah, like Frank Miller, Alan Moore really brought things to light in this like late 70s, early 80s.
Frank Miller Daredevils are so good.
Well, that year one, the Batman year one though. Like
the Dark Knight Returns were that one. Like when you saw the Joker running through the streets shooting people, I've said this numerous times, but as a kid reading that, you're like, holy shit. Like a villain's killing people for no reason at all, running through the streets. That was a game changer. And then the Watchmen, of course, like that was another game changer. But that's when things started to change for me. And for like, because I was a Marvel fan, I loved X-Men, I loved Wolverine, Alpha Flight, great stories, Claremont, and then but DC changed me because it was darker, it was more relevant.
Superman was treated pretty fucking seriously for he had Marlon Brando as his father. I don't think you could get much more serious than that as Jor-El. So, but like, I know what you meant. It was dark. It wasn't just serious. It was dark. It was.
Quick question. I'm finally gonna be reading Frank Miller's Ronin here soon. You like it?
Oh yes.
Thoughts? Excellent.
I'm gonna actually be rereading that. It's funny you brought that up because I have the new series, the the one that he's done with oh my god, Philip Tan, Ronin 2.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's really good.
Hell yeah! I did not realize there was a sequel now.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm reading through One Piece. I'm reading through the East Blue arc right now. That Netflix adaptation is even better than I thought. Like they did such a good job picking and choosing what to use and representing the characters correctly.
There's a trans person in there, and they didn't promote it. That wasn't the focus. It was just the focus was on the story, which is what we want. That's what we appreciate. It's not about the actors and what they do in their personal lives and everything like that. Whatever they do, that's fine. Like I don't care about that. Let's talk about the story, have character development. That's what we want as viewers, as an audience.
Yeah.
And
it's like I was saying earlier. We don't care that you're a crazy leftist actor if you just shut up about it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't have that agenda you're pushing on us.
But to be fair, I don't want to hear like I wish James Woods was still an actor. I also don't need to hear him or Chris Pratt or anyone else fucking talking like Trump 2024. In other words, I don't want to hear any opinions from actors.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that too.
That was my stance with
I will secretly like them if they say Trump 2024.
I thought it was fine that Rob Liefeld didn't quite go, far enough, because that's when you have that big audience. That's when you don't want to like. We can be political, like with our YouTube channels and whatnot. Like we can do it, but we don't have some big audience of customers of all sorts of political persuasions. That's why it's different. That's why it's probably a better idea to just kind of hold your tongue. Say whatever you want to your friends, family, and whatnot, but maybe just shut the fuck up a little bit on social media.
Yeah.
See, I don't really get
social
into
media
politics on my channel because I'm just there to talk about animation. There's no need. I mean, we had Bo DeMeo on. We had Badger nailed some really good questions on there. It was a great conversation with him. He didn't have to come on. He didn't have to answer some of the questions we asked.
I was super aware of that too.
Oh,
I didn't want to chase him off.
That is a good meet in the middle and talk to people on the other side situation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That we fully support. I love that you had him on. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like I don't know. I try to avoid it because I just want to talk about the good shit. And that's like the animation that was out there in the past and the present. Like I can't wait to get into the Batman. I can't wait to do the Batman stuff.
But to say this is why we have to bring it up sometimes is because it's not a Cold War. People are dying, just even if it's a smaller number. We saw it last night and we've seen it before. The culture war and whatever's going on, it's there. And it's all connected, unfortunately. And there's a bunch of bad actors for different reasons. So, yeah, we need to be speaking up more, just not on social media where it's nameless. We need to be speaking person to person, friend to friend. Just like it all fall back into, real quick, neighborhoods. That's where we need to have these conversations with our fucking neighbors and all that and get our shit squared away. And if you just do that and you multiply it, then that's a whole country squared away. And then that's a whole planet squared away.
Do you guys still have block parties down there?
We used to.
In certain neighborhoods, but...
I mean, my neighborhood pulled together during that summer of love to basically like, so we're all going to fucking end anyone that comes on this street, right? Okay, good. But other than that, yeah.
Kind of. I went to my local park, like literally just down the street, and there's a big family get-together of Burmese people. Does that count as block parties?
No.
Like having a bunch of foreigners
me as
come
a kid,
in
even up here as a kid, we used to have block parties like one day in the summer.
Yeah, like maybe 4th of July here, we'd have shit like that.
Unity.
Yeah.
Actual unity.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone getting to meet each other, be protective of each other. We may not, think the same thing on politics or whatever the case may be, but we all got together and had a block party, and it was a lot of fun. Everyone on the yards celebrating and stuff like that. You don't see that at all. You don't even see kids playing in the parks anymore either. You don't see.
Well, and you could thank the first part of that because they paranoid the shit out of a bunch of people, and some people are still gone thinking they can't go outside or they'll get a spooky thing. I swear to God, someone said it, and I'm like, you know what? They're right. If you had never heard about Coof, you would have never noticed Coof. It was their reaction to it that made it a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's the COVID that destroyed the economy. No, your lockdowns destroyed the economy.
Yeah, and they knew it. By the way, they knew it too, and they did it anyway.
So this is big for like knowing your neighbors. That does help destroy the divide because it's like I work with crazy leftists at my last job, and we got along just fine because we just didn't talk about it, and we just talked about the things we do have in common. And in general, most of us have way more in common than different.
my city has a pretty decent like city pride. It's no secret I'm in Long Beach. So like, yeah, when the Summer of Love happened and some dude from out of town tried to break into a local store, a big black Crip dude came and beat the shit out of him and said, "We don't play that shit in here, homie." Fucking threw him out. And everyone's like, yeah. So like,
a lot of the Latino gangsters in California were also
locals that have pride for the city. They don't like that outside shit. They take over real quick, by the way. So I'd be all right with them. But yeah, we do need that though. We need people that give a shit about their community, be they gangsters or otherwise.
Trump needs to hire either the Crips or the Bloods for
they get shit done. I mean, he's stocked it really quickly. I will tell you that.
He needs to just go
completely
full
on his side.
Go full gangster,
bro. But then the next day, there were people showing up that used to live. There were people that lived there just cleaning things that got messed up. All the people from out of town, by the way.
Yeah.
Help with sweeping up. Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah, dude. The rooftop I offered. I was like, bro, let me know. I'll come over. I'll guard with you. It wasn't Korean, but still. Rooftop Lebanese.
Yeah, I guess a block party, you do kind of need a block. Small towns don't really have blocks, but, festivals and stuff like that, I feel like would count as block parties. But yeah, that sort of stuff brings us together, and then they locked us down in our homes and forced us on the internet where they could censor us.
And Ben, because of that exercise and the sunlight you probably got, your immune system was far stronger than all those dummies trapped in an air circulation with no independent oxygen source, and their thing that's meant to stop physical particles doesn't do anything. So yeah, you got the better end of that stick, buddy.
I put, I think, a mask on twice, and after that second one, just like I had to put it on for 5 minutes, and then the higher up left. I said, yeah, no, screw this. I'm never, ever doing that again. And guess who didn't have to wear a mask?
He was significantly bigger, too.
I only got kicked out of one place, too. Oh, yeah, like, that's what I'm saying.
Compton is right fucking there. It's right next to where downtown Long Beach. And all he had to do was come down to, the main streets.
Trump needs to surround himself with, Michael Clark Duncan or whatever people, not little white women.
Yes.
That would be so gangster. He needs his entourage that comes out, and then he's got his
thing we all noticed.
Purple King robe on.
It's like, wow, Trump's security team is really
that's my answer. That's how he addresses this. Pimp Game and Purple King outfit. Crown, maybe make a crown like a MAGA style crown would be good. God Emperor Trump. He needs to lean fully
come out like
into
Xerxes, yeah.
King of the Kings.
Yeah, it's insane. When you look at it as this is all a simulation and someone's writing this script, what was the way this could go? Him being successfully unalived was definitely one end of the story, and we all know how that would have went. But we got this one, which makes me see that Paul Atreides.
We got time. We got time, guys.
Possible way forward that this might be the other story of we came to the brink. Vivek talked about it. Civilization's end takes a long time, and sometimes they're just at the beginning. And what is misconstrued as an end is just the hubbub before the greatest fucking renaissance of a country you have ever seen. I really hope it's that one.
Lifespans of civilizations and of the lifespans of currency, our country and the dollar are both overdue. And that's what all of the social engineering is about. They're preparing us for that great reset where they then put us into sci-fi dystopia, global communism, brain chips for everyone, social credit score stuff.
We talked about them too.
We can't let that happen. And going along to get along, which is sadly what a lot of the people calling for moderate stuff are calling for. Not Gooch, obviously, nope. We understand Gooch's stance and we love him.
There's no stance. I'm just kind of being. I'm just being. Yeah. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, this is so much bigger than just an election. It's just humanity at stake. And
yeah, okay, fine. Doctor Strange is one scenario. This is I see one fucking way through. And it's going to end great for everyone. That's the fun part about that. It'll end great for everyone. All the people streaming about their fucking rights will have all of them and more. But if not,
and when we hit rock bottom, people turn to Jesus. And whether or not you support Christianity, people being more virtuous and moral and stuff, that's a good thing for civilization.
It should all be ill portent when I'm the one fucking hopeful.
I know we're the ones in the middle ground trying to be don't go too crazy, guys. It's so weird. We are the media now, and it's so weird. But I feel like we can handle the responsibility.
I don't like it when Badger is the optimistic one in the stream.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all pretty optimistic. But yeah, no, we are heading towards rock bottom. It's too late. We're going to hit rock bottom. but how fast we hit it and at what angle we hit it's going to be really, really
Yeah,
important
let's
to
tuck and
how
roll.
well we bounce back. Yes, and fighting in the information war, waking up the most people we can, will determine what angle and what speed we hit.
And this, and my final thought is, remember we kept saying it, we kept waiting for the adults to come into the room and stop all this dumb shit. Okay. Well, guess what?
Spoiler!
Now, 100%, the adults are here, and we're done with all this dumb shit. Time to take back the steering wheel, folks. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah. No more indulging mental illness. No more go along to get along. No. The Arnold speech from Kindergarten Cop. You're gonna have your little mommies and your daddies wiping your little tushies. No. Yeah. It's time for the adults now.
And sadly, that's us.
Unfortunately.
Yep. And it makes me so happy seeing all my nerds care about this stuff. Like, that's why I got into this. Makes me so happy. The day it happened, we had freaking ABF on the stream. Oh, we were talking politics and stuff. And God, man, all those celebrities coming out against Biden. It was like day after day after day. Well, that's going to be out of the news cycle for a little while. Interesting.
How about that acolyte?
I know. I'm actually really glad we had something to talk about other than the acolyte. I did have two acolyte things brought up, though.
Shout out, Mo.
Through boring ass Ohio. Thank you for much needed entertainment. Yeah, he was recently in my neck of the woods because me and Mo are both from the same retardistan. And I think that is why we get along so well. Me and Mo, we're like peas in a pod. We're never, ever attacking each other every chance we get.
Visit Manitoba. Come visit
Never
Manitoba.
forget. Never forget. If only we had listened to this truth uttered in Kindergarten Cop, maybe we wouldn't have gone as batshit as we've all gone.
Yes.
It's not a tumor. Oh, he's getting it at the end. For fuck's sake, hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Oh,
beautiful.
Beautiful.
He got his $2 worth on that
It's
one.
not a tumor.
Right, so 25, 75, 77, 82, 84. We're 16 away, and you guys get to pick a movie for me to watch, and we only have
away from deciding what movie he watches.
Matter of minutes. Badger, what sort of videos you got coming out today? Wait, yeah, you're all like, what do I cover? How do I cover Trump on my channel? I said, wait for the crazies to come out and talk about it.
And then, so I just used Mercante so I could fucking mention it for 1 second, and then I just talked about Trump and how the basic message I want to hammer home and continue is what Dave Smith was saying, is that you all did this to yourselves, the media and all that. You've done this to us. You've tried to call us all the worst things, and now you act shocked and shaken when someone actually treats us like the things you've called us for all these times. And it just happened to be in Trump.
The same media that was hiding Biden being a dementia-riddled old man, and now they're like, why did no one George Clooney, how did you trick us? We're so mad at you, George Clooney.
Yeah. We just need to understand that that narrative needs to stop, and let's go. We need to stop being ashamed. And we've been tempered through fire. We've been called all the ists and isms. You are trained. Synchronicity. All that happens. So now at this moment, you can stand and say, yeah, I'm voting for Trump in 2024 and not be afraid of the repercussions. That's when it's time to just fucking do it. You've already been called all the things. They have nothing left except the ultimate insult, which they tried last night.
Gone. In 2020, if you had a Trump bumper sticker, they'd bash your window out and stuff.
Can't cancel me.
It's gone now. For the most
What's
part.
that sticker company? They came out and said that they were afraid to say anything politically in the past. Now there's
a lot of people that have come out.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll have to look at that. Yeah.
Well, it's like what W Pro was saying is I don't normally talk about politics, but yeah, we talking politics today.
Yeah, it has to. Unfortunately.
Ooh, all right. Well, we know what video Hayden has coming for us after this stream. Hayden, after we do the outro, you drop that link, bad boy. Gooch, what do you got going on or coming up?
Tuesday, X-Men 97, episode 6. Badger will be there, of course. And we never know who's going to be on the channel.
I will say, I do hope to speak to Matt again, and
he's coming back on. He messaged me. He's coming back on. Yeah, we've talked.
The voice actor?
The voice actor for Magneto.
Yeah.
Cool dude.
Super cool dude. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And same with Bo. Bo is going to come on again too. Wednesday, we're reviewing Fire and Ice, Ralph Bakshi and Frank Rosetta. phenomenal, movie from this 1980. And then Thursday, Demon Slayer episode 8 and 9. Yeah, 8 and 9.
I was trying to figure out. I was trying to ask Chad if I should watch Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen. So they have me watching Gurren Lagann and Frieren instead.
Remember, this badger wears armor.
I drink it.
Kaiju number 8 is also very good. There.
Okay, I'm getting it. Every time I see the manga, I'm like, I need you. I love me some kaiju. Yeah, I definitely. And plus,
it's good. It's really good.
Crunchyroll, because I'm gonna have to get that for Frieren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. All right, and can we get?
We stopped him from doing that, Gunho. How dare! Don't enable him.
If you could please drop 20 for Gooch, I would appreciate it.
Underneath the manga tree.
And also I'll be doing throughout the day. I'll be talking Primal.
Good show.
Yes, I'm gonna be talking about that as well. So
2 seasons, right?
Yeah, and 3rd's coming out. So.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to. I just currently have a problem. There are lots.
Yeah, you don't have space.
I got most of the comics I wanted. I'm like, completion. And then Hypno has a manga channel, and I watched 20 seconds of it, and then it turns out, nope, not completion. I have to buy manga now. And I have the first 2 arcs. Complete. I've got the first 2 arcs of One Piece, which is... I don't even know how many books there are. I'm afraid to look up how many books there are for One Piece. I have a problem. But thanks to all you wonderful super chatters.
Bad boy.
I'm working on
book?
it. That's what I saw on Hypno's manga channel, and then now I have an entire row. My bottom is, oh my god, I have a problem.
Yes, you do. And now I have a problem because I've got a lone Power Rangers helmet, so I guess maybe I'm opening this and opening my Power Rangers and putting them around it in a ceremonial fashion. I don't know.
Yes. I'm literally afraid to read Berserk because I've got 4 of them and there's like 14, and I'm really going to want to get a Berserk figure. I feel like I need a gut, so
that I would like to go back to exclusively having without having to worry about any sort of civil this and that.
These things are so good, it sucks because I can't afford it because there's so many good things. Yeah, can we go back to those problems?
You want to talk about dark? Berserk is like extreme dark. Like
I didn't know you could get a 5 out of 5 stars on Amazon until I saw those Berserks. You can't get a 5 out of 5 stars on Amazon.
Colonel's my favorite character in that goddamn show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it because I didn't realize it was so much different. So yeah, but there's like 6 of them I got to read. And then Hypno told me I had to read Goodnight Poon Poon or else he'd fire me. And then I bought it, and then I realized there were 6 more I have to buy now. And I'm like, I'm gonna read the first one, see if I like it. But then they had volume 6 at the used bookstore, so I bought it. Now I kind of have to buy it. I have a problem. I'm gonna go read One Piece.
It works. Yep.
Absolute pleasure having you guys. We stayed late. Thank you too for staying so late.
Monumental day.
Shout out
days.
Absolute pleasure having Joker's Disciple.
Joker, good to see you again. Stop by anytime.
He knew we weren't smart enough to answer his riddles. So.
Oh, yes.
Toma for 20.
Yeah,
like you need to pick up Witchblade.
Absolutely. The new Witchblade comes out next week or next 2 weeks.
I keep seeing the comic. I'm thinking the right thing, and it looks really cool. So yes. Wait, so is that's
it goes
series?
with.
Lady Erendie is always lurking, and she comes out to tell me that I'm dumb for trying to explain Disney Star Wars. She just comes out to like punch me in the face, like Disney Star Wars doesn't know what they're doing.
Well, see, yeah,
she pops back into the shadows
usually comes here before the stream, and I love when everyone's saying hi to each other before the stream starts, and like Lady Erendie shows up, and then everyone says hi, and then she has to at 5 people and say hail. It freaking warms my heart. Wait, what was that, Gooch?
Witchblade's from the darkness.
Oh, okay. Scoob, man,
and Badger, the other Badger.
We went so extra long, Scoob.
Yeah,
please tell me you didn't just show up.
We had over 130 people watching.
Okay,
and you scroll back, it is real interesting.
But let's go ahead and we'll come and pick a movie because Witchblade, if that's an anime series, that's kind of a separate thing. I'll have to get to that here as soon as possible. But yeah, Gooch, you got what's an absolute classic movie that I need to watch? Just assume I probably haven't seen it. What are your go-to classics? I'm mostly doing like 80s, 90s movies.
What was the last movies you said? Forrest Gump and the Guyver?
Yeah,
Me?
yeah, that's
No,
yeah,
him.
No,
Oh,
He said
I was gonna
those.
say
Him.
no.
No,
the
I
guy
know
who
I've
wrote
seen.
Forrest Gump, The Thing, Lethal Weapon 2, Sweet Home, which is the Resident Evil precursor, also because of Tomahawk, and Rambo: First Blood, and then Joker.
Taxi Driver.
Have actually seen that one, believe it or not.
Seen that.
Weird
French
one.
Connection. French Connection.
Have not. Badger, do you approve of French Connection?
I mean, yeah, it's Gene Hackman's famous.
Yeah. Popeye Doyle.
Seminal entry.
What does Chad think? French Connection? I actually, believe it or not, have seen Casablanca in like an old school like art theater, and I really enjoyed Casablanca. I complain that some don't have enough.
I've never called leftism before.
That or Unforgiven. Unforgiven with Gene Hackman.
Ooh, wait, is that
Unforgiven is great. Yeah, but he hasn't watched that yet. Gooch, because he's never seen any of the fucking he's never seen The Good, the Bad, and he's never seen Fist of Dollar. He has to watch some of the earlier ones.
I've seen Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay, well, have you seen like Man with No Name, Pale Rider, things like that? Because like Unforgiven
two
sort
mules
of
for sisters. Yeah,
to
Two
his,
Mules for Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to add a Western. Can I add Unforgiven? Am I allowed?
He saw, and I made him watch Tombstone.
Oh yeah, that's one of the first things I watched. That's before we had the grift going.
Quick and the Dead. Sam Raimi, Russell Crowe, Gene Hackman, Sharon Stone, female star,
and Western.
Not bad. Western.
Western.
It's a gun. Quick and the Dead. It's a gunfighting contest. Spawn, is it? What is his name? Keith David.
Yes.
Lance
Keith
Hendrickson.
Really? Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a fucking banger. There you go.
Wait,
Gun Home Mac. You son
Keith
of a
David
bitch.
voices Spawn.
Like
the cartoon?
Cartoons. The Max HBO back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I need more Spawn in my life.
Yeah.
Wait, quick in the what?
Oh, I'm a huge Spawn nut. So.
Oh yeah, I know you were trying to get me on the new stuff. I'm like, I will. I just have to read 300 more first.
Well, 350 starting for 350 and up. It's like, it's so good.
I'm sorry.
I need
Leonardo
another
DiCaprio.
new series to read.
Yes.
Young Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like 19. It had to have been like right before or right after fucking. I bet you it was before Titanic.
Yeah, I feel cultured. I hadn't even heard of that. I feel more cultured.
It's
just
a
having
good one. I've watched it several times, and it's a Torben Bell. Yeah, it's a good Sam Raimi Western.
Yeah, it is. It's very good.
Spawn, well, I was gonna watch the Spawn movie on my own because I feel bad. You guys
animated series.
Animated series. Okay.
That Keith David is.
Okay, I know. I've sold double sold on that one. But yeah,
you want to talk dark? The animated series. Oh,
I am very happy that PlayStation owners are finally going to be getting the complete collection of all of the Halo games, so that they can, one, understand what we've been blowing for so long, and two, they can get the glory that is Keith David as the Arbiter alongside Master Chief. It's a great fucking character.
When when Lance Reddick died, they replaced him in Destiny 2 with Keith David. And it's just like, oh my god, yeah, those two, those some of the best fucking voices. Like, who doesn't like a strong black man voicing everything?
Yeah,
I mean, it's fitting for Spawn for sure. And the Arbiter, it's a real good character.
Remember, we ended on good things.
We ended on some good things.
Yeah. And we've got the follow up to that crazy Hot D episode last week coming tonight. So
comics and toys.
Oh yeah.
I know I said the adults are back, but when we're not Civil Warring, we gotta have some comics to make it all work.
Yeah.
Peacefully in Minecraft.
It's good. Yeah, no, we need that. Or else, what's the point of fighting? We need that beauty and entertainment. That's
this is what, not the families and all of that, not the children. We're fighting for the comics to make sure.
Culture and beauty. I mean, families is part of that too, because the best stories and whatnot are often like family oriented and whatnot.
Yeah. Let's get this done, boys and girls.
Thank you so much for the support.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
I needed to get rid of the human garbage, otherwise known as my best friends.
Come on.
Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
Well, bye.
I'm sorry, babe. I didn't mean that either.
Thank you, Bly. I will make sure to add those to the list, and then you guys can pay me to watch Amazing